Perfect. Oh, what's up, Mayro? How you doing? 38. Oh, I thought it was at 39. Alright. Should turn this down a bit more. I'm not letting you go, though. You're coming with me, Block. Alright. Because of the way this game handles things, it does not save midways, so I get to start back over from green beans. Not too worried about it, though. Alright, I should be a bit worried about it, though. There shouldn't be too much left after this, I don't think, though. Alright, there's 2 more rooms. Actually, I'm a bit worried if there's 2 rooms past the 2 rooms. This is one of those Omni castles where you have to do an awful lot of things in a row. Sort of reprising all the gimmicks. Okay, just ROM hacking and not sleeping. Oh, nice! Yeah, I can't say it's all that different. A little bit less ROM hacking, some more conventional work-type hacking, and not sleeping. My sleep schedule is terrible. Like, I went to sleep around 9 a.m. yesterday, and that was not my intent. I need to do a little bit better than that. My sister's coming into town on Sunday. Effectively tomorrow. Not quite effectively tomorrow, but very soon. Though her flight comes in 3 hours later than I thought it did. And I just got a text. Oh, it's one of those. God. Ever since I messed with iMessage a little bit, I've been getting spam SMSs from email addresses. I really got to figure out how to turn that off. It's always, oh, your Amazon account has been disabled. No, my Amazon account has not been disabled. I would not be informed by text message. They would inform me by email. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, my sister's coming into town, like, Sunday, and so I need to finish up cleaning the guest room. I did a lot of it today. Like, it's been heavily decluttered. Cleaned off the desk except for the weird M&M things and the rotary phone. And she'll be able to use that for doing some remote work, but why did that work before? Turns out she's actually going to go into the office at least one of the days she's here, which is kind of cool for her. For fuck's sake. But since she's visiting for the Comic-Con, I need to adjust my schedule a little bit to not be quite up quite so late as I generally am. But other than that, I can't complain. Got a PR out today. Boss looked at another PR and fixed it up a little bit because we had some naming disagreements. Which, you know, aren't bad. This is the kind of naming disagreement that's perfectly fine. Just we needed a name, I gave it a name, the new name sucks. Not much we can do about that sort of thing. Oh, damn it. Big money, big money. Oh, no. Scam SMSs keep calling you Tanika? How weird. Yeah, for a while I had a Google Voice number. Seriously. And someone had given that number to collections. And so I continuously got these bill collectors looking for someone else. And they never believed me when I told them I'm not that person. They just gave you my bad number. And of course, it wasn't like it mattered because it was a Google Voice number. I didn't really use it for anything. I just had it because, you know, it was available in Google bought, whatever that, Grand Central. Everyone who was working at Google at the time could just get a free extra phone number, and so I did. But I never actually did anything good with it. So. Alpha. But it's on my list of things to do. I want to play around with some more Twilio stuff. I haven't done that in a while. Like, making phone stuff is kind of fun, honestly. Just whatever. Just something I don't need to worry about presently. Now, my present concerns are tomorrow I need to do some combination of vacuuming, laundry, and like a couple other random tasks. I need to like give the bathroom a good once over. That sort of thing, you know, when people visit, you know, gotta go do the cleaning. It's not the end of the world, just takes time and effort. And of course, it's better for it. Like, I haven't cleaned that guest room in forever because aside from chucking random cables into it, I haven't really done anything with it. Okay, good. We got through it. That reminds me. Yes, I did turn that off. Good! Would have been really stupid if I didn't turn that off. Let's go through the easier room. This is a multi-room castle, so I have to do each room on it. Miscellaneous tasks, your favorite. They can be fun, actually. I find that at a certain level, a good miscellaneous task can be a good way to, like, break out of a procrastination loop. Like, if I'm having trouble focusing on work, sometimes I'll just go clean the kitchen. And after that, I'm like, man, work seems more appealing than cleaning the kitchen. So... surprising how it works. But, yeah, that'll be my Saturday. Not a bad Saturday, but it's my Saturday nonetheless. I want some Shadow Man. I'm hoping to get a Shadow Man stream in. I really, really, really want my, I don't know what they call it, but the item that lets me stand in lava. I'm looking forward to the item that lets me stand in lava so much. I don't think I've ever looked forward to an item in a Metroidvania as much as that. Like, it's just an item I want so badly, because the lava one-hit KOs you. It'd be one thing if it took you just did damage, but no, it literally one-hit KOs you. Like, you exploring really far in the game? No, fuck you. You just landed in the lava. You're dead. Fine. Fine, lava. You win again. Should never bet against lava. It always wins, and it always cheats. Mom broke your ankle, so you help her with a lot of miscellaneous tasks? Oh, nice. No, that's a good thing to do. Sucks that she broke her ankle. Ain't nobody having fun when they break stuff. I fucked up. Just wait for my inevitable death. I hope she recovers soon. It's always unfortunate. Trust it. Still don't trust it. No. What I meant was the helping was nice, not the ankle breaking. You know what I mean. How you doing, Evil Ghost? That's way too far. Oh, I think actually I can still capture that one. Like, I almost one-shot this room the first time. No, that's not gonna work. Can I get... Nope. Gotta jump better. Here I was thinking, yeah, this won't take very long. I've mastered these rooms. Nope. It's been a few minutes. Oh, hey, you doing, Jupi? Just like Among Us. Doing fine. Did it snow? So it did snow. It's been blizzarding for 18 hours. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it turned out to just be really fucking cold today. I was thinking about walking to my friend's house for playing some board games, but ultimately ran out of time. And given how cold it is, I'm not that sad about it. I'm very much not broken up about my inability to walk there today. Because it would have been a long walk and it would have been fucking cold. Had some fun playing board games. There's a few I haven't played before. I'd heard of, but never played. Puerto Rico and Seven Wonders. I was, like, familiar that they both had, like, a certain board game geek cachet, but I wasn't aware of the details. Okay, this is the one I have to win. And I don't have to go fast here. That thing's a liar. Because... Bye, Yoshi! Alright, that's 2 rooms down. Oh, man, alright. I'm going RNG, but I probably shouldn't. Still amazed Fries, of all people, gave me good flying advice. Not something I was expecting from him. I still get the feeling he's actually someone else in the Mario community, like he's just impersonating someone else. I don't know. Big theories. Yeah, I know. You can't always keep the Yoshi around. It's sad. And if I could have, he would have gone poof when I went through the green gate. So... That Yoshi was not meant for this world. Oh, Yoshi's definitely gonna remember that. How you doing, Revolt Cat Fails? Also, no Kirby Return of Dreamland remake came out today, and your brother's been ghosting you all night playing it. I mean, when some games come out, you can just expect that you're not going to hear from loved ones for a while. There are certain times when like books come out that I know I'm not going to be able to contact some of my sisters for quite some time, because it's going to be reading time for a bit. Oh, I've never done that before. I never failed that way. Alright, I like the Starman. YouTube probably doesn't like the Starman, but I like the Starman. God, I still need to actually sit down and parse out the notes. This has been a long-ass moderation. Mostly because I've been doing it like once a week for like 2 weeks or something. Like 3 weeks or something. It's not been ideal. Yeah, that's so much better. Not believe it took me that long to be willing to try it. Alright, here we go. I got a second to read chat. What's the deal with this hack anyway? So Yogui made a long sort of mice or jump-inspired styled hack, and that's what this is. That's all the deal is. It's just really long, the levels are kind of hard, and often require weird gimmicks. I did that right on accident. Okay. There we go. Easy. It's made by the author of a hack that has 80k plus downloads. Fair. Why people are watching others play games that suddenly became bad. Just happens. Yeah, it's a big variety hack. How you doing, Max? Oh! It's a good thing this is a bi-directional pipe. Let's just take the loop just in case. Botted downloads? Possible. I don't know for sure. But let's go to the throw door. And hopefully not throw too hard. I only did this room once, so I don't actually remember too much about it. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, that's hurt you. My idea there was become big, or become small, and make my life easier, but I forgot those were kill blocks and not hurt blocks. Into the drink. Is this the final castle? I don't believe so, based upon the number of exits. I'm presently at 38 out of 40 some odd. 43. For fuck's sake, I did the same thing last time. So, it definitely has the feel of a final castle, but I can't say for certain yet because I haven't beaten it. Yeah, Morsel indeed. There was a level earlier, Max, that was basically a tribute to Morsel, with both this mechanic and the Mankey Bridge mechanic. So we got to have the best of both Morsel worlds. Oh, it's instant death, okay. All the moons so far, except for the one in this level, and the one in the Morsel level, actually. So, part of the cleanup process will be to go back to the Morsel level and get far enough... Oh, I'm already dead. And get far enough to go have some more moon attempts. It was the last level of the evening, and I was getting tired and wasn't getting the cycles I needed to make that one work. Morsel's BLDC comments are so funny. He does away with words. Oh yeah, he definitely is very he definitely has opinions about game design, level design. I really should have read more of his. I think the only one I read was about a level that I thought was pretty irritating, to be honest. But I'm not going to say more than that. Yes, not a level you get a D-. I'm familiar with that bit of the lore. I saw that little bit this time. That little bit. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, man. Yeah, I was surprised that he joined the fray with the judging, but it was a pleasant surprise. I need to remember I can spawn these blocks while I'm in the air and spin jumping, which is the key to that bit right there. Like, I know that's the key to that bit there because of the prior morsel level. Alright. Make block. Fail. But yeah, I've done all of the other rooms before preceding this. I beat the 3 roulette rooms, the fire flower, feather, and star rooms, respectively. And the 2 preceding rooms there. The Yoshi and Spring Block, and the P-Balloon and P-Switch room. So, we're in new territory for today. I had to rebeat at least one of those. I'd rebeat a set of those, but it didn't take that long. Like, the stream hasn't been going that long at all. So, very much once you learn to do it once, it takes less time to do it the second time, sort of thing. I thought it was going to fall off. "18 long minutes." Yep. Well, that includes some of me screwing up this part too, so... Could be worse. I think it took me longer to get back to the roulette section previously. We did a reset game reward. Something we're not doing today because of the length of this area, and I don't have any desire to do it again. So it is off for the time being. I reserve the right to turn it back on for subsequent levels, but this one I'm keeping it off for. It's sad that it won't be used as a point sink, but I think for my sanity it's important. That reminds me, I need to refund Matt one, I think. Probably should actually clear out my actual Twitch rewards queue at some point. I just haven't bothered. On the bright side, it prevents other people with mod points with swords to be able to do that, because none of them want to sort through the 100 of ridiculous other requests to find the one they need to refund. Well, I've got that going for me. Spin first. Spin, spawn. I want to be hugging this wall. I don't know why I'm so bad at that part. All I need to do is kick them. Like, just let... Oh, I should just let go of Y, actually. I want to test something. If it spawns, do I immediately kick it? No. I actually have to move forward. Okay. Spin, spin. How you doing, Bunny Link? Is there an invisible costume? No, feet is the closest to invisible. I can still see Mario's feet, though it depends upon the background, to be fair. What am I doing? I will admit that would be pretty evil on this level. You're good? Excellent. I was even talking about Shadow Man a few minutes ago. I'm assuming I'm ahead on the things I need to be done with tomorrow, which mostly involve cleaning house. Because my sister's coming into town. I should be doing some Shadow Man late at night. Midnight and change. Maybe starting a little bit earlier, depending upon what I do. I haven't decided yet. Midnight my time, of course. It's gonna be feet, isn't it? Of course it's gonna be feet. Ah. You know, I'd say I should have seen that coming, but it was hard to see because of feet. Let's see how well we can do with this. Always reminds me of Naruto, sillily enough. There's that one fight, I think, where Broccoli says, of course you can defeat Sharingan, all you have to do is only look at your opponent's feet. And everyone's like, no, that's stupid, how the hell do you do that? That's the one thing this always reminds me of. Even years after I haven't watched Naruto, and given it much thought. Oh, I meant to throw up. Yeah. Why is that one not on the site list? Boyfriend or feet? I know feet is. Feet definitely is on the site list. If it's boyfriend, just because I like to keep a few secrets around, you know? There are more than a few... Actually, boyfriend's on the site too, isn't it? Pretty sure boyfriend's on the site. I think both feet and boyfriend are on there, I'm pretty sure. There are some that are not. There's even a couple in there that no one has ever seen except me. Because when people roll random, they don't find it, so... Like, there's some actual interesting things hidden, just, you know, you have to do enough random to get them. Oh, crap, I did this wrong. It wasn't even a function of feet. How's I doing, Kappa? Boyfriend's on the site, but not feet? Oh. I have no idea why I decided to keep feet off the site, then. It's a well-known one. Like, people know about it. I've never made any bones about it. Like, feet exists. Faro made this one for a silly hacking endeavor I did years ago. Yeah, it is definitely one of the harder characters to play with. Like, you have to be very cognizant of how you're playing. There are some levels where, like, being feet it would be nightmarish. This one's not as bad as I was expecting, honestly. Like, I'm not losing because of inattention to... of where I'm going. Okay, that's the first one I did that. Do you get points back if you list an invalid name with redemption? No, usually what happens is I just say I'll fix it, because usually it's something silly, like someone misspelled it and didn't use, or there's an alias I didn't catch. Or if they do something silly, I'll be like, what do you actually want? And the answer is usually something pretty vanilla, like, oh, Luigi. So. Don't think I've ever had a problem where I've needed to refund a character change, unless it's just been like, this doesn't work in this hack, and no! And just didn't turn it off, and didn't know that until it had happened. Though oftentimes, if it doesn't work in the hack, it will result in a crash. Or at least Mario's shoes turning a funny color, so, you know, sometimes it's worth it. But usually if it's a crash, I don't refund because, hey, you get a free crash, you get a free reset out of it. Kind of surprised I haven't seen, like, anyone do anything like this kind of evil with sprites in, like, a QLDC level. Ah. I'm kind of trying to imagine what your plan might be. Just try, like, random characters you think might be in the random pool, because if you know the name of them, it'll work. You have to know the name, though. And I don't think the name gets revealed upon rolling random. But if you could guess it, you'd know. That would be the end of that secret. This would have worked, of course. I guess it doesn't work if I ever bring back the names at the top of the screen. Like, that was a feature I had, but it broke too many hacks. I had the idea to, like, look for certain hijacks, but never got around to it. One of those, like, it's a minor detail, and I don't think anyone really cared all that much about it. I think I occasionally uncomment it for chat hacks. I will say I'm doing worse since Feet has been rolled. But part of that might just be I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. Think, talk, and play. Is the character that had a jumble? Yeah, that's dumb shit. I believe that dumb shit is actually listed on the yeah, I know dumb shit's listed on the site. When I did that Chat Hacks for Charity thing a while ago, I asked them about character sprites they wanted to see. And one of them, they said, hey, any of these are good. We just don't like the name dumb shit. And I'm like, can you rename it? I'm like, no. Among Us? I don't have an Among Us, sadly. Do you have a character in mind, or should I just roll random? Not on the site? No. You know what? I probably took it and put it in the secret list for that thing and never put it back. Dumb shit's still there, I guarantee you. You want to see dumb shit? I think dumb shit would probably be the most reasonable thing to redeem here. It's not quite Among Us. Yeah, I'll fix that. Let me put a note to fix that. That's trivial to fix. Put... Oh, that's not a test to do. No, go. Okay. Put dumb shit back on site. He should be there. Anyway, Mayra, what do you want? Random or dumb shit's pretty fun? Or any of the ones that are actually on the site? Because if you don't give me an answer, pretty soon I'll just roll random. There's no Among Us? You have to make an Among Us? Oh, feel free to. If you do, I'll put it in. The thing is like, it's the easiest way for me to integrate a new character sprite into my system is just send me a ROM with the character sprite, the graphics 32 and stuff, and palette applied. And I can do it in all of, like, a minute. I've actually done it live on stream sometimes. But, random? Okay. Let's see what we get. We got John. Or maybe it does say the name. Oh, thank you for resubbing. My alerts don't work all that well today. How you doing, McEmblem? Twitch won't stop yelling at you until you do this. You know, I find that feature to be quite annoying too. I rarely use it, and I've got some, like, long streaks in a few streams. Wow! Paper John, bringing the Waluigi look. I like this a lot, actually. Oh, man. Is it John or Johnson? I believe his full name is Paper John. His name internally is just John, because it's easier to keep track of things that way. But I believe there's an alias for Paper John if you try to do that. Regarding the lore of Paper John, your guess is as good as mine. I've never played the hack. I probably should, given that I'm using the sprite. The only reason I even know about this sprite is because... Damn it. Are there a lot of secret characters? I don't know. There's at least a few that I can think of. There's that one. There's that one. There's at least 3 I can think of off the bat. There might be a few more. But there's 3 I can think of that I know are secret. Except, not including Dumb Shit. Dumb Shit makes for 4, but we're going to put Dumb Shit back. It was just easier to hide it for the time being, so no one did it. For that one marathon. I wonder if I can come up with a better way to press L or R for this. What? Ah. There's Vivian for Paper Mario. Looks pretty neat. I think there's a few that are on there that I want to use. Like, I know there's a Rosalina one that would be beautiful to have. I just need to sit down and make it happen. Since the Rosalina one was made with MM102's tool, it wouldn't be that difficult to actually fix up. It would just take me a little bit of time. And I wrote some code to do it, but I didn't save it. I think the Vivian one might be a 32 by 32 patch. But I have to check. There's a few ones on there that I would have loved to have, but they're 32 by 32, and I did start some work on that, which is why I have Toadette now. But I also lost that work because I decided to work out of the temp directory for some godforsaken reason. Basically aliasing the right tiles to the right places. I actually have a version of that code lying around that was for the Delta project. Oh right, Jesse asked about that. I really should sit down and do that. It wouldn't take that long. I just replace all of the files that had interesting things with zeros. Crap, I got distracted. But I have the code to do some of that. I just need to sit down and rework it to work for the correct things. Like, it does all of the proper aliasing and understands what it's looking at. And I think the only problem is it might only support a bit depth of 2 presently, but that's not that hard to fix. Or I might have written it in mind with expanding the bit depth at some point, and it's very possible I've already done it. I just didn't remember that I did it. Vivian's a 16 by 32. Okay. Yeah, I need to peruse around there and see. The biggest problem is just extracting these things. If they use MM102 system, then it comes like a graphics 32, and the graphics 32 is the easy part. You just need to know where the graphics 32 is in ROM, and that's what I do. The problem is the palettes. I always forgot how to figure out where the palettes were in like when they just give you like the .pal file, which doesn't do anything for me. And if it's MM102, it comes with a ASM file in case you want to swap them out, swap out the colors later. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, come on. I mean, it is a great gimmick. Don't know if you were here last night at this point, but we're basically retreading gimmicks from prior stages, and this was a tribute. This was from a tribute to Morsel, because Morsel had a stage involving spawning blocks in Jump. So, and that one also had a tribute to Mankey Bridge, where holding a block made you jump really high, which was one of my least favorite levels in Jump, and I kind of wonder, having gotten better at the game since then, you know, way back 2015, I think. It's been so long. And working under slightly different constraints. Would I like Mankey Bridge more now? And I don't know yet. One of those, once maybe there's just not enough stuff in the queue that I care to look at, or level design stuff that I don't really want to do, I'll re-embark upon a brand new Jump adventure. And see just how much I remember and or care about. I'll look at that link in a moment. Oh man. After going through like some of Jump, me and Snyder tried to pick another hack to play. No, I did it too early. Alright, let's see now that I'm not there. 32 by 32 patch is your bestie. It makes things easier. Super Granddad? Oh, that'd actually be pretty sweet. Alright, I'll open that. Yeah, drop... If you are... Yeah. I would say just drop links to any of the character sprites you're interested in. If I'm gonna do, like, one, I may as well go and do a bunch. Yeah, Morsel's good at gimmicks. Morsel is very good at gimmicks. And I mean that, I mean no disrespect when I say that. I mean, like, the man has mastered certain arts of gimmickry. Yeah, I like Super Granddad. That one's definitely going in. But as I've said, the easiest way for me to integrate one is just to have a ROM that already does it. And I don't know if there's one that already has Super Granddad in it. It's a lot of fun sprites there. I just don't know if people are using them. Okay, Jump first. Okay. It spawns upward. I'm debating going back to the Morsel level just to understand how these blocks spawn a little bit better. And down Flintstones. Yeah, Gimmick has a bad reputation, but it doesn't mean it shouldn't be a bad thing, put it that way. Gimmicky is often stated to be like a bad thing, but it isn't necessarily bad. Gimmick, it just means novel. It doesn't necessarily mean something bad. It's a bit like the word rhetoric, which used to be, you know, the understanding of effective speech, but of course now gets denigrated for other reasons. Ah, dang it, I waited too long. Yeah, I should really see about reviving the 32x32 code because, like, it did an okay job. And the 32x32 patch just makes things easier for people who want to draw. Like, a lot easier. Because you're basically now just dealing with, You know, it occurs to me, I've gone through this part so many times, and I've always been like, oh, I'm small now. That just must be the effect of using all my blocks. No, it's not. There's a fucking gate there. And I just realized that fact. It took me way too long to notice. I was too busy looking at his feet. That strat actually worked. Okay, this part wasn't that bad. It wasn't too difficult. Alright, that's one down. I can't hit the box yet. We're gonna just jump forward a little bit. Alright, so cool. There's like a mandatory section here. Alright, on to the next path. It's gonna make me miss the block section, I guarantee you. Alright, who's ready to see how awful this looks? The comically large block is interesting. Oh god, it's got his face on it. Well, red cape is red cape. Kind of. No one ever said Paper John. Paper John's the hero we deserve, not the hero we want. Eep. Okay. I don't know what I expected. Need a comically large throw block? I'm looking forward to seeing what the deal with that end of that section is, because that looks interesting. It had like a bow on it and everything. Like there has to be a personified block or something interesting going on. What if it leads into like a personification for a boss fight? But yeah, we're gonna be at this for a little while. I'm not good at red cape. I want to say like on the first or second day of moderation, the red cape level took the long. You know, I did the exact same thing, but we're gonna persevere because I want information. Okay, that's not too bad so far. Yeah, like I said, Paper John's not known for his aesthetics. Actually, he is, but you kind of wish he wasn't. All right, it's beverage o'clock. Don't throw and kill me, or I'll kill you. Or something. Yeah, I can see that being one way to go. The other one that comes to mind would be like something like the companion cube, where the block is impossible to break, but if you lose it, you're dead. Which had a similar kind of silly aesthetic. You know, it was supposed to be cutesy, so you didn't want to throw it away, unlike all the other cubes in the game. Okay, that's how you do that part. And that's how you do that part. And the floor goes out from underneath me. I made it. Oh, well that was easy. Ha! That took no time. Alright, let's enjoy our cape for a second. Alright. I can summon blocks, but it's on a timer, and I now have health. Should I still have my cape? I'm gonna renormalize this. I don't trust the fact that I have cape. Also, I need to check the midway. I should still have cape. Okay, fair enough. So we're combining the two prior gimmicks, the throw block and cape gimmick. And of course, now I have health, which is nice. I bet getting through this area completely healthy is the requirement for, Okay, you know what? No. Oh, wait, that was a bone thrower. I needed to keep him. Bone throwers fall down. Oh, shoot. Okay. Grab this. Mistakes were made. Here's a link to Vivian. Alright, thank you. I will take a look at that later. Just pushing all of these over to the end of the screen there. Why is this the only power-up with health? Presumably because this part is hard, but I haven't seen enough to make an accurate assessment. Super Paper John? Oh, the world's not ready for that. The world may never be ready for Super Paper John. Yeah, I didn't need him. I mean, I could use him, but I don't need him. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Can dropping work? No, I cannot. What? Alright, chuck up. I guess that was the solution. Oh, I needed to burn time. I needed to burn a lot more time. Super duper Paper John. Be the change you want to be in the world. Make a sequel to Paper John. It'd be like all those like Action 52 unofficial remakes where people try to make good levels or good games out of the names of the Action 32 games. I swear I've seen at least a couple of those. Funny, the Cape and Red Block sections were way shorter than previous sections. It's very possible that they were just, like, there's a certain point where, like, fatigue sets in. And maybe Yogui is just kind of aware of that. So a little bit of kindness goes a long way. Alright, that was done with me. Unironic suggestion. Let's see what that one is. So not being forced. Super Mario redrawn. He looks disturbingly skinny. I feel like I've played a hack that used this sprite at some point. Well, this part's annoying RNG bullshit. I'm not opposed. Like I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. If I'm gonna do one, I may as well do four. Didn't want to let go of B. But then I did! No! No. I cannot believe the sheer amount of times I have succeeded there and then failed again. Okay, first off, get rid of you. Beautiful. I thought it would raise a little bit faster. Still haven't found the moon in this level, which is a little bit disconcerting, I'm not gonna lie. I meant to just hit the bottom and bonk. Oh, God, no! There's got to be way better ways of doing that than what I'm doing. I do love the conservation of block, though. There we go. Ah, man. Yeah, I've been meaning to, like, just get back into the swing of hacking stuff. It's been too long. Trying to get back to sort of the rhythm. The old rhythms. The algorithms. One of the reasons I've been making cookies more recently. It's like, that's something I used to like doing, was just baking cookies. Had a lot of fun doing that back in the day. And, in fact, it went a little bit awry today, as it turned out, unfortunately. So at my buddy's place, we're doing the games. He's got a wife and 2 kids. And I brought the cookies. And, you know, he's like, oh, cookies, yay! And, you know, had some, and so did the other person who showed up for the board game night. And he's like, oh, man, do these have eggs in them? I'm like, yeah, they have eggs in them. They're cookies. That's how you bake things. It's like, oh, man, one of my daughters has been diagnosed as allergic to eggs. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. His wife shows up a bit later because she's watching the kids, and turns out she lost her sense of taste, or yeah, sense of smell or something. And so I'm like, man, I just feel like an asshat for having brought cookies to a family who can't enjoy them. But they took that in stride. It was a good joke. Still, the youngest daughter enjoyed them, to the point of crying when she couldn't have more. So I'll take that as a ringing endorsement of cookie mastery. I cannot for the life of me figure out why I've become terrible at that after doing it the first time on the very first try. Also, if the moon for this section requires, like, doing all these doors without ever dying, I'm not getting that moon legit. I can tell you that right now. Why'd I summon a block? Yeah, that's, I think, what he wants. Well, hopefully the next time I bring cookies, it'll be, well, without problematic allergies. Or be made for an audience who can't eat them because they got sick. can take that hit. Alright, here we go. Probably should have waited. Nope. Back. Reimu, I think it broke. And unfortunately, this level's so long, I'm not going to fix it. As much as it'd be nicer to have Reimu. Actually, I don't even need to mess around with that. I can just jump through it. Dare replace John. Oh, to make it even worse, since the interface is busted. Yeah, I have to kill it. I don't know why. I'm having a lot of trouble with this one. But we're stuck with John. I had to restart the bot, so we missed a message about how dare you replace Paper John with Reimu, of all people. I can't imagine why anyone would appreciate Reimu more than Paper John. The face cape displeases you? I understand. I totally understand. It's just, it's going to be 20 minutes again before I get back to this level, if that. And for long castles, and again, like sometimes the tech just breaks. I can't do a whole lot about it. I could try reapplying it, but the interface is broken. Once the interface breaks, it's done. I have to just start the whole thing over. Like, there's very little I can do at that point. Just John's style. Yeah, it can't be helped, unfortunately. Are you... That was the dumbest way to fail that. Face cape is Goofy. Goofy would be a good character. Wait, what? I think I've missed a statement here. But yeah, it is sad. I can't fix the interface every time. It's pretty much bulletproof for non-SA1 games, but people like SA1 because it gives you a lot of power. Oh, it said, "Are you?" I suppose I did. Very much a dad joke sort of thing. Oh, I keep thinking that's going to work. Actually don't like SA1. I mean, it makes things much more complicated. It has its benefits, but so does Fast ROM. Fast ROM gets you a lot of the same benefits without an awful lot of the overhead and pain of fixing all your stuff to work properly on hardware and BSNES and MESN. I would definitely recommend Fast ROM over if you can get away with it. Over SA1 if you can get away with it, but it is the future to some extent. At least until someone invents SA2, and someone will. Probably Donut. There we go. Fingers crossed your Pat's managed to work on AP Super Mario. What's AP Super Mario? Archipelago? Maybe. How you doing, Hero? Adore SA1 makes you think less about so many things you need to bang your head against. Granted, the resource support. Yeah. MSU2. You know, I like MSU1 because it gives you a gigantic pool of ROM space to work with if you want. But I don't think I've really seen anyone exploit this. Like, whenever people are all about the... Yeah, that's actually smart. Just drop and hit it. There we go. That's the strat. It seems like whenever people are thinking MSU1, it's, I want to play CD quality audio. And I still feel like that's not the best use. Like, there's so many other cool things you can do. Oh my god, I'm never getting through this section. I'm never getting through this section. I should have remembered I can't jump there. Like I said, it has its moments. And it does presuppose the resources support it, and you have to, when writing resources, be careful to make sure your resources support it as well. I was just seeing in Discord, I scan the hacking channel sometimes, And I can see Modern Kiwi is suffering from SA1-itis, trying to figure out how to fix, like, Super Kiwi World, or whatever that hack's name is. Or, I don't remember the name of the hack. I moderated it, it was fun, but I don't remember the name of the hack, unfortunately. Yeah, the CD audio part is fun. I don't think it's a bad attribute. I think people, you know, immediately think, oh, MSU1 hack, it's just going to be, you know, Chrono Trigger with better audio, when, like, you can do full motion video stuff if you're clever enough. And honestly, just, you have access to, what, 24 bits? No, more than 24 bits. A whole 32-bit address byte space. Like, that's a lot of space to just store things if you need them. And it greatly simplifies it because you can store everything, you know, in order. You don't have to worry about banking. The downside is you can only read out of it via, you know, memory views, but you know what? That's not a huge downside. You just go and set up some DMAs, and it's not the end of the world, provided it actually works, which is dubious. I did lose my my demo. Yeah, that worked so much better. Where I was using MSU1 and was having some troubles. One of those I probably should have asked somebody or done something about it sort of things. Because it worked on MESN, but did not work consistently on real hardware. Yeah, Cotton Eye Yopi was without MSU1. Get your VOD muted quicker. Yeah, that's true. How you doing, Zucati? Yeah, it was all stream sampling. Yeah, all sample streaming. Really cool stuff. I think Kevin came by. I think it was Kevin. Came by stream and explained some of how it worked and how, like, some of my patches didn't work right because they sort of did the minimum Lunar Magic patches to save as much frame time as possible, so they could do the streaming. Like, it was a serious endeavor. Like, they didn't even let Lunar Magic do the overworld patches or something because it came with some other baggage they didn't want to have. Like, just serious amounts of engineering to make that work. Did I make an SMW hack with the original soundtrack in MSU1? I've definitely seen that before. I want to say it was something like Rock and Roll Mario or something, which of course had the problem of being released like the same week that Twitch started coming down hard on VOD music. And so he released a version without that and more, you know, Mario standards. What am I doing next? Oh, I fucked this up. Maybe I can... Okay, well... I'll throw that block to save my life. MSU1 is not worth the effort you had to go through to play it in hardware. Unlike SA1, which gives you much more return. At least it's explored so much, people could do more with that. It's been said out the ass, but BS Super Mario World is big. That'd be kind of cool, BS. The satellite system is an interesting concept. But yeah, to play it on hardware, MSU1, it's a pain in the ass. That's why it's banned from pretty much all contests. Is because, you know, you can just hand the judges a giant stack, a fat stack of BPS patches. But then MSU1, you have to send them, like, the extra files. I think there's a JSON there's a manifest file that's in, like, XML you need to send. And, like, I do agree that it's a pain in the ass. It would be nice if there was, like, a way to streamline it. And in fact, like, there probably is a decent way to streamline it, but whatever. It's one of those things. Like, I had an idea for a QLDC level that would have been better with MSU1, but I think I can do it mostly without it. Though in my case, one of the applications would be having more space to get away with more stuff. Alright, here comes this one. Oh, damn it. PCM files and MSU file, that's all you need. Remember when people did submit MSU patches in a pack? Contest and only half of people could play on hardware, which led to the bans of MSU1. That's true, actually. I don't think is it the Mist? No, it's what's the other one? The fancy Super Nintendo. I forget the name of it, but I don't think that thing supports either SA1 or MSU1, so... But yeah, I know Faro wants to do something with MSU1 at some point, and I'll have to go and actually rig up a decent system to copy that over when the time comes. Because if I can't do that, then I'm not going to do testing very well. Because I like testing things, I just don't get to do it as often as I really should. I have a setup that allows for really easy testing. Does remind me, I probably should offer up testing time for CLVC for people if they want it. Make sure things work on SA1 on hardware. Don't even care. We're in new territory. Oh no! I've made a terrible decision with my spin flying. Well, spin flying. Super NT, thank you. Yeah, only with the Super FX. Without a proper cart and only jailbroken, it won't do it. Yeah, it doesn't do those. It probably doesn't have space on the FPGA or interest by the developers to make that work. SBC fallback is neat because then you need to make a separate patch. I do appreciate that, and I think it's required on SMW Central if you want to do MSU1 stuff. Sweet Dude's hack, things.smc also has like an optional MSU1 pack you can pick up. But I don't know if I've ever seen anyone use it on stream. Then again, I don't see too many people playing things on stream. Though I was watching somebody do it the other day. And of course, like, Sweet Dude was actually in chat during the time. That was kind of cool. Always fun, like, the creator of a hack comes by and says hi when working on something. Working through. Bouncy bounce. Okay. Drop. Okay. Wait for it. Don't even care. Alright, now we're back at this. Oh, that was close. Gotta be more careful about my use of jump there. I also can get through this, I think, taking 1 damage for most of the stuff. Like, I'm still not certain about that thwomp at the end of the bit that was giving me trouble. As I immediately get hit by a thwomp that has given me less trouble in prior lives. Okay. You know, it also occurs to me that going through this ducking is going to be easier, so let's do a little bit of training. Yeah, it's way easier. Oops. Wow. MSU1, you often feel the music sort of clashes with the game itself. Fun to say since we get to port more advanced sample songs into vanilla SMW, but still CD quality is so eerie to you in SMW and doesn't fit. I can definitely see that. Oh my. Well, I think I can still swing this. Time to learn how to avoid the thwomp, which we just did. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where like you're expecting a certain sound for the music. It can be very discordant when you're getting something a lot better. I think you can find that with a lot of like games that were also on the Genesis, but also had a Sega CD release. Because oftentimes the music is drastically different. For example, of course, Echo the Dolphin. The soundtrack on the Genesis, you know, is using the FM synthesis stuff, and it's much eerier. Whereas the CD soundtrack is very atmospheric. And honestly, quite good. I would recommend it if you want to listen to an interesting game soundtrack. Very 90s sound. Heart attack if you told you something SMD style hack. MSU1. That's interesting. So something like for Lost Players, where you're gonna force the screen forward and stuff, or when you say style hack, you just mean aesthetically. And yeah, if you want to do it, do it. Okay, not going to try to cheese, because we learned our lesson the hard way. Didn't learn it hard enough. Like with Sonic CD, didn't enjoy the soundtrack, the Japanese one, like the US. Yeah, that was a weird political situation. Especially because the guy who composed the Sega CD, Sonic CD one was the same guy who went on to do the Echo the Dolphin soundtracks. I think there was an awful lot of internal politics about the soundtrack in Sega at the time. Like, Sega was never a very good united front, from what I understand, business-wise. Like, the US, European, and Japanese branches never quite saw eye to eye on anything. How did I do that? I don't need that right now. But what's interesting is it still uses the Sega internal the chips internal to the Genesis and Sega CD to do the past music for Sonic CD. Whereas the future and other musics are handled by the CD, which is weird. Want to include more SMD1 features? Already got rid of spinning and sliding. That works. Alright, cool. I can do this part as slowly as I want. And I'm going to. I may regret this decision. I'm not entirely regretting this decision. I'm kind of regretting this decision. Well, that worked out because I messed up. Oh. Nope. No, my beautiful... Wait, I could have... Could I have approached that differently? I could have approached that way differently. Alas, okay, we at least know what the ending looks like. Past versions use sample, but running out of space with all the song versions. Also, it's a cute idea, but mostly space, yeah. You have such a limited amount of space, especially the low ROM configuration. It's okay. You know what? We've accomplished it once. Our odds of doing it again are much higher. Like I said, I'm a firm believer that once you accomplish something once, you generally have a way better shot at doing it a second time. Just due to confidence. Sometimes all it takes is the confidence of knowing you can do it. Mostly. And, like, I've come up with good strats for most of this part now. I did say most. I did say most. Alright, well, maybe not. Japanese OST has the right amount of energy, and bump into it, the US tracks were mostly boring and way off for music. Mostly atmospheric, definitely not Sonic, and they clashed very bad with the past songs. And both versions were the same, yeah. Because they're not CD tracks, but instead inserted inside the game data. Yeah, that was the politics thing. Was that was insisted upon by Sega of Japan, despite the fact they explicitly wanted a different soundtrack for the American version, which is very strange. Okay, win the lottery once is different. There's no way to get better at winning. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. There are some people who, once they've won the lottery once, are more likely to win again because they've found some sort of useful bias or statistical inference that allow them to win the lottery in a money-efficient way. Vaguely remember reading an article about some, like, MIT professor who realized that there was a correlation they could make in certain scratchems that they could use to cheat a lottery effectively. And so they did. They sat down and cheated it. And I think only later reported their findings. So, there you go. Even winning the lottery can be enhanced by winning the lottery at least once. I'm so bad at that part. Alright, I'm just gonna have to eat it. I'm not gonna be able to eat it. No, wait. Oh no, I could have saved it. Okay, I'm reverting a little bit. Maybe my statement was a little hasty. Let's not be hasty. This could be Komei's trap. The EOS one feels like he wants you to slow down most of the time, but the JP one feels like he wants you to speed up. Fair enough. It's been a long time since I've played either version to really recall how much it sounds that much like. I still think the Echo the Dolphin soundtrack works pretty well because, like, atmospheric and slow and moody works very well for Echo the Dolphin. But what works for Echo does not necessarily work for Sonic, obviously. They're very different critters. One of them has I was about to say both of them breathe air, but that's not always true, actually. Near the end of Echo the Dolphin 1 and near the beginning of Echo the Dolphin 2, you don't breathe air. Echo devolves into being a fish. Not even kidding. Because the power of a giant DNA strand said you must become a fish. The Echo games are kind of like fever dreams. You know? They're weird. Sonic is Hedgehog. Echo is not Hedgehog. Yep. I don't know, I'd play Echo the Hedgehog. Somehow a combination of, I don't know how that... It wouldn't work. I'm just gonna be frank right now. Echo the Hedgehog would not work. Oh god, no, okay. Weird is one way to describe Echo. I mean, it has an awful lot of things going on that you would not expect. Like, you would expect that kind of 90s game about dolphins to have an environmental message. It doesn't have one of those. You would expect it to have, Dagnabbit. You expect it to have, like, the presence of man and other things like that. And you do a little bit in Atlantis, of all places. Because you go to Atlantis to find a time machine, because Echo the Dolphin is a weird fever dream. But even Sonic isn't always breathing air, sometimes in space. Well, yeah, but I assume the Chaos Emeralds solved that problem, I guess. Would be my best assumption there. Because, like, I guess he went to space and... Every time he's in space, he usually has oxygen or Chaos Emeralds, one or the other. At least deep space. Maybe, like, just normal high space, he just is really air efficient. Like, he does high-altitude training and stuff. Hard to say, to be sure. Love time travel inspired dolphin battling asshole aliens, inspired by Doo-Doo and LSD with dolphins. Exactly. Echo the Hedgehog could. I think he could. The beginning of Echo has probably traumatized a lot of young kids that they figured out that one jump. Oh yeah, of course. That's also that wonderful part where, like, you don't actually start the game until you do that one jump, at which point the game is truly started. But if you didn't know that... In Forces, he straight up railgrinds outside of Death Egg. I never played Forces for some reason. The last 3D Sonic I've spent time with was definitely Adventure 2. I played a little bit of Heroes, but not enough to really get a feel for the game. Well, almost worked. Adventure 2, you run outside a space station in section. Yeah, that's fair. I forgot about the long-ass rail grinds. I shouldn't have, because I played that game like last week. Yeah. You know, can't argue that. To be fair, Robotnik also goes outside and doesn't need air. So maybe, like, there's some sort of force field around the outer part that they need for, like, maintenance purposes. I'm just gonna bail on this attempt. For the best, honestly. Your real knowledge of Forces comes from watching someone play the entire game casually in about 2 hours. That's not very much. Just hang out with your dolphin friends and suddenly just swong. Yeah. And of course, all of your fishy friends are now gone. Like, all of the sea creatures are gone. And it's up to you to find out what happened. Because you're still there. And the closed time loop is so fantastic in that, too. It's like, oh yeah, go back to the beginning of the game. And, you know, just go with them. Clearly, that's what you need to do, Echo. Clearly. Yeah, it's been on my mind a little bit since I saw that Ed Anazowska, or whatever his name is, has been updating the Echo list. He has an official, like, list of people who have beaten Echo the Dolphin. One of them, at least. Which he checks out by, like, asking people questions about the end game of either game. And I kind of want to be on that list, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I kind of feel like if I do it, I want to do a second lap. I made a terrible decision here. Actually beat it. Said just send him a clip. Just hang. Everyone does that in that game. At least the one Sonic Adventure. Yeah, that's true. Horses is one of the weakest games in the Sonic series, huh? Lost World. I forgot Lost World even existed. Sonic Boom exists too. I forgot. I mean, the cartoon exists, and the cartoon's okay. But the game itself is, what I understand, very unfinished, and not in the fun, unfinished way that some games are. Okay, we're back. Ha! Got it! I don't trust this room at all. Trust this at all. There's gonna be like a giant hammer come out of nowhere. Okay. Got the midway. We can be hammer now. Guess this is mandatory. I got two options. Pick out the pipe first. See if there's a easy way to die here. You have finally reached the top of the castle. The final boss is waiting. Enter the door for an epic duel using your new power-up. If you want to know, the boss's name is Sorchier Mustache. He's a wizard that mastered the power of the 3 elements. There's only 3 elements? I don't have any more hints to give you, but you don't need them. I know you're capable of clearing the last obstacle. Good luck! It's also your first and last. First and only game on Steam you've written a review and not a positive one. It's one of those where, like... one of those games where... Oh, I wanted to die. Do I want to die? I want to die. I need to check the midway. Kind of certain it works, but, like... Still mildly unnerved by this. I wonder if there's, like, a secret here. What are the 3 elements? Fruit, spike, and moon? I mean, that's what I'd make them. But, like, I guess if we're going to do, like, Chrono Trigger, we have 3 elements. Lightning, fire, and water, kind of. That'd be my guess, presently. But otherwise, I have no idea what the 3 elements could be. I guess we could say Earth, Wind, and Fire are the 3 elements if we're taking November into account. Or September into account. Cape, Block, and HP. Find out now. What do we got? Spooky. Okay. Fire is definitely one of them. Oh my god. He has a lot of HP. Lightning, okay. So he has double the number of hearts, HP. So far, this isn't that... Never mind. Playing the Undine game. Oh, that's cute. That's clever. I think that's just the same layer 2 scroll backwards. Oh, my jump was way too early. Got the game in a bundle and was not interested in playing Sonic Lost World, and one day you were dumb and bored and said, let's laugh about this game, and didn't laugh. Went in with low expectations because you knew it was bad. It was worse than you thought. John versus the Mario Wizard. Yep, that's what it is. You know what occurs to me? I was wrong. The last 3D Sonic game I played was probably either Generations or Unleashed. But still. Even then. I think lightning is the weakest of his elements. I'm gonna be honest here. And I love seeing it. Because it's weak. But yeah, that's definitely like Undine's spike attack in some ways. Just you dodge it differently. Alright, fire I think is the most dangerous. Because I need to gain the altitude there, and I did. But basically, if he rolls like easy ones, I'm gonna have an easy time. That's basically it this fight. Oh hey! Oh, things are gonna get worse. Alright. Alright, well that was approximately the same level of annoyingness. Bonk. Fire goes faster. I shouldn't try to scoop backwards. I have to just commit. So fire goes faster. I think the ice must stick around just slightly longer. So I've got to at least master that then. And pray for lightning. Real lightning! Still jumping too early. I like... I like the lightning. It's easy. You just don't run into it. Easy. Why not? At least I managed to pass fire again. It's kind of embarrassing getting hit by fire every time. Okay, that's good. We did backwards fire now. Okay, I think he changes to more difficult stuff at level 2. So oh, no, not again. Yeah, I need to just backward. I need to backpedal there. Oh, that was dumb. Yeah, lightning remains my favorite, even if it is just 3 of them. Jump too early. No, I didn't. No. Ain't got time for that. Alright, this is good. Still too early. I might not survive. Oh, lucky. Last one. Oh, lightning got me. That hurts. Generation Unleashed, not the Wii ones, were good games. Unleashed was a bit too trolly at times. I mean, Unleashed wasn't that... The problem with Unleashed was that the Werehog parts were not well optimized. Like, you had bad frame rate drop. And in general, I have good things to say about Unleashed in general, until you get to the end game, where literally the final boss is press X 100 times not to die. Like, I wish I was joking. Oh, hey, he has a hurt box. Like, I wish I was joking, but that's literally what his, you have to do in that end game. Also, Chip. I hated Chip. Don't know who Chip was in there for, but I just hated Chip. So I think his name was Chip. Oh, I clipped it too early. Way too early. Thunder's just Thunderwolf from Mega Man 10 and just as useless. At least it's a real boss fight, not some 32 by 32 sprite to drop a block. Yeah. Like 5-phase bosses with no checkpoint. You know, I have no qualms against this boss right now. Like, I'm happy with this boss. Like, I think this is legit a fun boss. I'm not doing very well at it at points. And I think the ice attack is probably the hardest one for me to really read. Everything else is perfectly fair. Like, just requires thinking. And sometimes a bit of timing, which I don't necessarily have. Well, thank you for having 2 easy ones. I think I'm fine. Alright. Fast fire is not that bad. Maybe? Ooh, yeah. Well, at least I hit him. I'm still at 2 hits. Like, this is not a bad place to be. See, last time I let myself get into a corner with the lightning. This time, not so much. Okay, well, this time exactly the same. All right, what do we got here? He falls off the screen. After braving many hardships, Mario, John, finally found a thing. Stuff? Thingy? Or in French, Truc Bidule. I apologize to anyone out there who speaks French for my pronunciation as I collect this item. And have to brave more of the level. All right. The Hack, a game by Yogui. Oh, I like the colors. Tools. Oh, I'm touching that. Oh, that's cool. View, Devon, D to the fourth, Exotic Master, Fusia, Jack the Spades, Capernal, P, 4+2, the Biob, and Vitor Viella. There's no C in his name, as I frequently make the same sort of mistake. And I didn't read the title. But I'm going to guess these are musics. This is all the musics used, if I'm going to guess based upon the names. I think. There's some names that I guess I'd expect to see if this is music. Or, oh, maybe these are sprites or graphics, I'm not sure. Really wish I'd read it. Oh, there's musics, okay. Bevan Legg is exactly who I'd expect to see. I like this effect. It's really silly, but I like it. Got Samantha and Pinchy, Tios and Ultima, and Wakana and Wavy, and Wyatt. Get a last name? Huh. Sprite blocks. Oh, there's a lot of these. Doge Master, D to the fourth, Edit, Eric, Rusino, Hammer Brother, Jack the Spades, Mario Fan Gamer, Melon Pizza, Russia Man, not Russian, oh, Russian Man, yes, Russian Man, Yoshi Cookie Zeus, that was a fun name to say, Carol, everyone loves Carol's patch, more Hammer Brothers, more Ladia, Lolcats, didn't expect to see Lolcats here, Louie, Small Hacker, Tattletale and Telink, and World Peace, of course, and testers Aaron, Ampersand, Raccoon, Fourth Right, MC, Haraga, Huawaluta, Louis Doucet, and Zavok. Special thanks to Aaron Gear, Jank Team, Lunarville, SMW Central, the Sprites Resource, and you, and someone I missed. Exits, 38 out of 40. Moons, 32 out of 43. Or 34. Thank you for playing. Alright, so I still need to get another exit, or two, I guess. I wonder where there's a secret exit. Maybe the real Truc Bidule was the friends we made along the way. I think Louis came in and mentioned that it's thingy. But Phase 2. Mario Wizard has been deleted. Alright, cool. Spaceport. Let's go to the spaceport. Can we afford the spaceport? Welcome to Star Express. This rocket will send you far away to in an unknown land of hard trials. In other words, the postgame. It seems you have completed all available levels. Very well. You are allowed to enter. Please step in the rocket and have a pleasant trip. I want to jump over the rocket. Do. I really hope this doesn't lock me out of going back and getting that moon. Thank you for the GGs, I spaced. Was so busy with those fancy credits. I guess you press a button to end that one. Post-game Ultra Challenge, the grand finale. I'm also disturbed it didn't say I had all the moons. I wonder what moon I'm missing. Let's take a quick walk before we get committed to the next one. Let me check some other things while we're at it. I haven't done one of those in a while. So I got that moon. Got that moon. Got that moon. Have that moon. Have that moon. Immediately after this, we'll go post-game. Yeah, nope, that's all the moons in this world. You know what? I wonder if I accidentally rescinded my moon for that castle. Alright, got the moon. Got that moon. Got that moon. I'm kind of wondering if there's like an exit I'm missing. Another moon. I liked that level, actually. I like that one a lot. I'm missing that one. I know I'm missing that one. I don't know if I want to go do that one right now. But I'm definitely missing that one. I'm I'm committed to full moon exposure. Maybe it'd be better now that I've had another set of block exchanges. Yep, moon done there. Nom nom nom. We did that in the factory. I remember the factory. How many calories? We had to do math. I have to go back there and do more math, sadly. Athletic cake. Cut that fat. Invictus music. Invictus used a lot of good music. Dang it, went the wrong way. Like, I'm fairly certain I got all of the moons that were available to me. Except the morsel one. So. Humid Desert Night. Mario was not affected. Closer to Heaven, the non-Kaizo version. Yep, definitely remember that. Up is Down, Strange Tunnel. I think that was one I had a lot of fun with. That was the title screen? Oh yeah, it was. Oh, nuts, I didn't want to do that. I've listened to a lot of the first level music from Invictus, because when I need to test out USB stuff, my usual test is to load Invictus's first level, because it kills you instantly if you don't do anything. So... Yep, Red Cape Ascend. Dex is better than Stir. Turns out you can't have those bracket characters on YouTube, so I had to go fix that in post. But of course, I don't recognize that as what that actually is in the logs. It thinks it's an L. But it works well enough. Soon the post-game has at least one moon and one exit, but does the final boss count as one of the 40 exits? If so, was it counting itself during in-game credits? You know, that's a good question. Which also reminds me that since we've completed this, I can reset without any real complaint. There we go. Yeah, that's all of them. Alright. Let's reset. Yeah, he did say I completed all available levels. I just wanted to check that I got all the moons that were available. Let's give it a reset. Fix the hacking interface, and we'll set the character to Reimu, I guess. We'll also do Safe Char. I'm still a little bit worried about that. It'll fix itself. We'll also get an accurate count on the start screen. This is it, Luigi. 39, okay. Well, when it said 38, that's before I beat the level. So if I wouldn't beat that level again, it would show 39, I have to assume. Oh, and Char... It's nice to be rid of Paper John. Though I will admit it was a very good idea of Fiskbits to include Paper John in my giant list of sprites somehow. But everybody loves Reimu. I was thinking about Dojinsoft stuff recently. Because, like, I think Zune initially only sold his Toho stuff via, like, smallish, at least until Comiket, Dojin events. Which is kind of weird when you think about it, given how far it grew. Alright, here we are, in the post-game. Hello! This is the creator of the hack. You have reached the last level of the game. Congratulations. I don't believe you. I hope you enjoyed playing this game. I have spent a lot of time trying to make it a fun experience. What? I made the game for myself first and foremost, but I'm really happy if anyone else playing it likes it. I like my games a bit too much. You could say I'm a narcissist. I've replayed my own level many times, not for testing, but for fun. But this hack was not made alone, with the many resources taken from SMW Central, the people who helped me learn ASM, and more. Alone, I wouldn't have been able to make this game. I am grateful to all of you who helped make it, no matter how much, or no matter how your help contributed. This hack is the culmination of many ideas I've had, and a display of progress I've made over the years in ASM. Fuck. Stupid hammer, bro. For example, the final boss was made by myself from scratch. Holy shit. At the start of 2019, I would not have been able to make it. I'm actually more impressed. That was a good final boss for... Oh, no! We're coming back to that one. You know what? Actually, we'll come back to that one now. I think there must be a way to hit that box. What's up, Floppy Disk? How you doing? Nobody knows what you think is quite like you. Yeah, exactly. God, I remember you told me what to call you, and I completely have spaced upon it. I really should make, like, a note thing for my own chat display that keeps track of this sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I can actually hit that without doing some trickery. So we're going to leave that for later. I'm going to put a marker down to check that out. Hey, I'm doing fine. Dara, right, that was it. One of these days, I will actually make notes. Okay. But since then, by working on this hack and various projects, I learned ASM and can do bosses like that. ASM is easy. You can learn it too. Not hard, just learn ASM. This hack took over 3 years to make, but many hiatus happened. I preferred to work on it only when I was motivated to do so. Like many a true work of art. Although sometimes I was just lazy. For the people looking forward to the game, sorry for the very long wait. Ow. Truc Bidule will be the last full hack I will make. Making solo hack of this scale is becoming too hard at this point in my life. Yeah, we're definitely coming back and hitting that box at the end of stream. I'm going to turn on chat hacks stuff, and we're hitting that box to see what it says. It's probably going to say something like, "You're not supposed to hit this box. How did you do this, cheater?" Would be my guess. This was actually not a large amount of downside to doing it right now. Waiting for gym so you can do gym things. Oh, nice. Go to a 24-hour one. Also nice. I should get more into exercising. I don't do enough proper exercise. Got myself a chin-up bar and I've been trying to do more chin-ups lately. Or pull-ups. Whatever. One of the two. I'm gonna wait. My patience will be rewarded. Okay. You know, I should have waited for him to go down. That's how you get through that without taking damage. Rather than simply being lucky. Right. I hate Hammer Brothers. You ended up skipping leg day? No! I think I even warned you last stream, don't skip leg day. What can you do? Simply, what can you do? Be more motivated when it's less hot. Oh, that sounds nice. Still summer there? Oh, that sounds really nice. It's friggin' cold outside right now, man. I could go for some summer. That was one of the topics of discussion. A little bit after we finished playing board games, was discussing going to tropical climes for vacation during the winter. Because one of my friends had just finished having a small sabbatical, and he went down to Southern California for it. and the other was bizarrely helping a friend move a sailboat to the Caribbean, or from the Caribbean. I will continue making levels for collaboration projects or for various contests, and maybe make some very short hacks sometimes. I love SMW ROM hacking, so I'll continue making levels for the years to come. Aww. Yeah, I don't want to be standing next to the wall. No, I don't like that at all. Making levels in Lunar Magic since 2006, holy shit. And I don't intend to stop soon. Anytime soon, even. Thank you for playing. See you next time. Trolled. It wouldn't be this easy, right? To finish the level, you need to complete all 6 challenge rooms in any order you want. But your progress will be saved when you return on the overworld. You don't need to finish all the level rooms at the same time, in the same game session. Oh, that's even nicer. Seriously? After all this, I find those slopes. Dang slopes. Anyway. Take a moment to catch up on chat. Never gets terribly cold in Australia. That's probably true. Never seen snow. It's an overrated experience. We've been going to a gym with good instructors and get yourself personal. Just starting out. That's probably smart. Did you want that orb? Try again. I'm probably going to walk... You know what? When we go back and chat out our way to get that one box, we'll go and pick that up too, just for the hell of it. Spent a lot of money on an iPad for school next week. So you're chemical engineering, so you're kind of broken. Oh, man. Well, I hope that goes well for you. Can be a lot of fun. Oh, there's so many choices. Dark Castle. I don't like this, so I guess we should get it out of the way. Now, Chemi's fun. I shadowed a... One of my roommates in college was in Chemi, and like 8 other things. I get a feeling that I probably need, or want, that fire flower. Okay. And I went through 3 laptops in a year? How? Or 4 years. That makes more sense. I was like, no, still, that's a lot of laptops in a very short period of time. Maybe I don't want to do this one. But yeah, definitely Toho music. I made this harder for myself. You know, my estimation of how long it's going to take to stop firing is definitely off. Okay. Down. Laptop in 2020 broke, so you grabbed it by its frame, lost your grip, and crushed the screen with your thumb. You know, that's a badass way to kill a laptop, not gonna lie. Oh, it's Castlevania Toho music. This makes sense. Oh, there's a place to land. Okay, that's safer. What am I supposed to do there? Thinking. Throwing up on a computer is a great way to break it. Oh man, that's awful too. Your old cat was nibbling on your laptop screen and bit into the screen? Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's a mix of... Like, I have to imagine this is a hooded edge port, just based upon the fact that, you know, it's a mix of Toho and game. Just makes me instantly suspicious. It's like his calling card, if I'm not mistaken, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's more widespread than I think it is. Do I need to go faster? This just sucks. Okay. These things are on their own global timer, so I can't just, like, do it right every time. Yeah, feel better, Evil Ghost. Sleep well. You know, I haven't actually gotten Bloody Tears fatigue the way that so many other players have. It just finished! I don't know how to do that part. I do know how to do that part. And I figured out the timing for that. Oh, it's broken already? Oh, dang it. Oh, no, it's not broken. I just have it in the safe jar. Let me do this properly. It's a general theory. Sometimes it just works better if I do it on the world map. And so I'm trying to prevent it from breaking as much. So if I just do it manually when I go back to the world map, it's less likely to break the interface, is my theory. And it's worked fairly well, occasionally. Not perfect, I will admit, but still. And I'm really thankful there's a friggin' door here. Alright, I'm sick of that level, even with Toho. We're gonna go to a different one. There's also exit. I haven't tried the exit doors. Let's do these real quick. It occurs to me I could be farming power-ups with what I just did. Let's try this other exit door really quick. You know, it also occurs to me I don't actually need to farm power-ups in this game if I wanted to, because never mind, it's not a fancier one. I was hoping, but it wasn't. Okay, so on to this door. Let's go to the infested molehill, because why not? This looks way chiller, but full of moles. It's full of... And we have a third type of mole, the kind that busts out like a chest burster. I don't trust these kinds of moles. There's no tells either, they just kind of come at you. I have this feeling. Yeah, good place to take off and hide a secret. I don't know. I still have to find the moon in this. This is gonna have a big moon surface. I wanted to jump. Oh no, it's an auto molar. Yep, lots of non-progressive power-ups in this. I'm not gonna lie, the ducking Mario is one of my favorites. And yeah, vintage Hooded Edge is not surprising to me. Like, pretty much any time I come across something cross Toho, it's usually Hooded Edge. It's just his style. What's up, Pokey? I have choices. I don't like choices. Do I have choices? I don't think I have choices. I think it's a 2 laps sort of thing. I'm going to end up hitting a switch after this auto-scroller ends. Looking better at this level than I was at the Toho one. Maybe. Right. And this slope, you want to slide down it, but no. There's a mole. I like how the Pokey just kind of spawns. Just like, sup, I'm here. Okay, I want to be ready this time. Yep, and the auto-scroller is over. Okay. I need to stop losing my one power-up early. Can I just kind of run through this? Yeah, I can just kind of run through this. I might just do that in the future. Oh, until I reach that point. Oh, sup, Tara? I don't think I noticed you earlier. I read your message, but spaced on actually reading your name, I think. It's been a long day. Kind of. Actually hasn't been that long of a day. Trying to fix my sleep schedule, and my idea didn't really work. So I went to sleep around 9 a.m. and woke up at like 4, which wasn't ideal. Kind of debating what I think I'm probably gonna do is like set up to have like a really short nap for from Saturday to Sunday, time-wise, and then kind of go from there. But other than that, I don't have any good ideas yet. That one does not want to proc. There we go. Figured taking him down a peg would work. You moles! I don't trust any of these. Honk. Those are all gonna do something evil. None of them did something evil. Yeah, the smart money when it comes to moles is just keep moving when they start doing things. I don't trust moles. Another auto molar, okay? God. Okay. This is fine. What? Just touching the wall killed me? Huh. Sometimes it's like that. Oh, it's true. Some days it do be like that. At least being small, I can just kind of get away with this. Well-rehearsed route. Kind of well-rehearsed route. Oh, man. I was kind of thinking, like, what would I do after I finish moderating this hack? Which may or may not happen tonight. I'm not sure yet. We're, you know, into what is supposedly the final level, but I know it's not because the exit count says 43. So I presume I need all the moons to beat the level properly, or beat the hack properly, would be my guess so far. Or there's some sort of really clever secret. So there may or may not be another installment of this. But once it's done, what I might want to do just as, like, random stream thing. Because right now there's nothing, like, really big in the moderation queue. There's a couple, like, small things I probably should just take care of. It's something I'm really interested in doing the moderation queue. Like, pretty much everything's claimed of interest. And so, I was debating whether or not I wanted to, like, take on a DOS thing. I could try that stream idea I had that I wanted to try at some point. Before we get back to more obligatory streams. Nuts. Which reminds me, I need to schedule a thing with Desi on Wednesday. It'll be later, I think. It'll probably be, like, starting at 9 if I can. And probably shorter, honestly, because I do need to go to bed at a more reasonable hour that day. Because I do want to get more Final Fantasy III in. The problem being that just the timing on Wednesday is going to be a little harder to pull off, because I like the 6:30 time, honestly. It's nice, provides more time in the rest of the day to get some things done that I need to get done, instead of, like, trying to just go to bed immediately after streaming. Which I find to be kind of nice, because in general I haven't had much luck going to bed right after streaming. But... boink! Okay, fake out? What? You know, I realized two things. One, it's probably a bad idea to take them down by 2 because I think their heads drop after that. But more importantly... No, that was it. That was the important thing. Also, how you doing, Matt? Got pincered by moles again. Still making better progress than I was in the Toho room full of electricity. It had too much electricity. So I don't know. You might need to wear a hat. Yeah, maybe I'll try that later. I need to get on the machine, on the DOS machine anyway, to pull up the timestamps for Gabriel Knight, because I want to get my like weird Wednesday stream stuff or YouTube videos set up again. And the thing I was doing for Sierra Games was using the timestamps from the save files, along with the save file names that I thought were mildly relevant at the time. Oh, wait, only one taken down by 1. That I thought were relevant at the time as chapter names. Though they do need a little bit of cleaning up. So, anyway, that is the thought. I'm also just running out of processed YouTube VODs at this point. Like, I ran out of all the VLDC stuff. There's a small amount of WLDC stuff still sitting in the queue. The BLDC stuff all finished up like last week. So, just time to sit down and do some serious editing and things. Because I've got QLDC videos sitting there. I just need to, like, process them and maybe put chapters in. I haven't decided yet. I know better than the first half of this. I'm just getting lazy. Falling into dumb patterns. Dumb mole-related patterns. What if I'm just going to end up coming back to this spot? Boink. Oh, right. I need to just run under that mole. I know better. Maybe I should find a room that works better for me. Because I have to beat all 6 challenge rooms anyway. I'm growing with disdain for mole level. Because it's mole level. Evan, it's mole level end. Oh, that's terrible. But also, how you doing, Matt? I think I might have forgotten to mention it because I was in the middle of like ranting about something. Ah, I'm gonna take him down by 1. I think with a more clever regrab, I probably could do that without having to try to fake out the mole or fake out the pokey. Okay, and then back down here, down the steps, hit this. Okay, we're back in the mole territory, I understand. Now we're back in the auto molar. I got pinched here last time, I think. Turn on nights. Alright. Ads are fine too. I guess it'd be kind of fun to do another stream where I have no obligation to finish something. Just stream a game I want to stream. You could do something silly with Adventures in Advergaming that way. Still looking forward to doing the assorted cola-based games that I have access to. Nuts. There's one other I think is really cool. I don't know if anyone else is going to think it's really cool, but I think it's really cool. And there's also another weird one I found. I don't remember what the thing... I think it was advertising a cereal of some sort. But it's a French advert game that plays like the Lost Vikings, which sounds good to me. I think the Lost Vikings is a fine puzzle game. I have lost the feel for this part of the level. Like, I had this consistent. Yeah, close enough. Not being patient enough with my moles. God, I gotta slow my mole. Things are looking up, Mario. Looking up on Wikipedia. I'm gonna do this part a little slow, just as a... just for a change. It'd be nice to have a, like, spare hit when I get near the end. Because this is a long section. You know, not like the other sections were immensely short, but, you know, this is a long one. And at least these save. I've got to get a fake out that pokey. Stupid pokey. Well, let's see what else is new. Mostly just been working and streaming. Sister's coming over soon. Spent some time cleaning up the bedroom, the guest bedroom, which is nice. It didn't take as long as I thought, but I also didn't carefully categorize all of the assorted cabling that was strewn about that room. So I still have to go and do laundry for the bedding and all that, and vacuum, but give the bathroom a good once-over. But I'm feeling confident that the place won't be that disgusting when she gets here. And the kitchen's in fine state. Like, the kitchen's actually in a decent state, because I've been cooking lately. And I tend to clean while I cook. One of those things that every cooking show tells you to do. So I finally learned to do it. You know, I've never noticed what way that mole went before right now. Oh, I'm tired. Not tired enough, though. Not tired of moles. No, I'm tired of moles. I'm not tired enough any other way. Luigi? Yeah, well, I'll do that. I'll do that right now. Oh, right. The whole point of save char is to avoid this. Should have waited a sec. Alright, since we had to leave to the world map for that, let's try a different room. I don't need to do all the rooms in any order. I have choices. I have to do all of them, but I have choices. Alright. Fly high speed or something. Alright. We flying. We not flying well, but we flying. I'm kind of just praying. Oh, what? Oh, green beans. I looked up there and I thought that those were a trap, but no, they're not a trap. Sean. How you doing, Steven? Man, I really should refresh this more often. There we go. I guess this is the game where I learned cape. At least some cape. It might take me a minute or 4, but I'm gonna learn some cape for great good. Why? Why not? Just come from playing the new Expedition on No Man's Sky. That's what you're screaming right now. Otherwise good but tired. Alright, I'm surprised. I've not heard too many things about No Man's Sky since, like, it's a kind of disastrous release. I remember Donkey's like, No Man's Sky? More like no guy bye. But, that's literally all I know. Which is to say, nothing. Like, it was one of those Kickstarter things, wasn't it? Where, like, people really were clamoring for it on release. It didn't really meet expectations, which is frequent with games done via Kickstarter. Because oftentimes they end up spiraling out of control, like my flying here. And just the creators don't know what to do with all of their promises, and so they're kind of just stuck. Game still feels hollow. Fair enough. Hello, games cleaned up after their fact. And everyone lived everyone lived happily ever after. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? But yeah, what was promised was really big, and it frequently happens with video games. Like Spore. Spore promised a lot and delivered very little. Pretty frequent complaint back then. Of course, that guy still got to keep making games. That's the most amazing part. Was that like Stephen Molyneux, I think? Then he made that Cube game, which was going to eventually lead to you getting a share of the money in his next game, or something weird like that. They promised a lot and couldn't deliver because Sony locked them in. Oh, No Man's Sky or Spore? On a tight date. Oh, that would do it. I mean, that's part of the reality of game stuff in general, is there are very tight deadlines. Between just marketing, promotion, and things. It's very difficult. They definitely want to have certain days for certain games. You know what's one thing that's nice about this section? With how fast we're going, it can't be that fucking long. Need to keep diving. Bad PR management. Okay, No Man's Sky, gotcha. Yeah, bad PR management is also a killer. But I just feel like there were an awful lot of like really big Kickstarters and game Kickstarters, and so many of them promised so much and delivered really not nearly enough. Like Ukulele, I think, was probably the poster child for this for a while. Like, the game is okay. It's not great. It's not a revolution. It's not a rare revival. It's just okay. And it lacked a lot of the polish. I heard the second game was actually really good, which is a 2D collect-a-thon of some sort, or maybe a Metroidvania. And was it like Mighty Number 9? I think that game had Kickstarter had a lot of problems. I think even Broken Reality, or not Broken Reality, Broken Age. That was like the big first one that. Oh, what's the name of that? The Costume Quest guys, the Psychonauts dude, set out to do, and like they wanted to raise like a few $100 million and got like $2 million. It was ridiculous, and they ended up breaking the game into multiple pieces and didn't deliver on some of the things. And I think it's on like my poster and stuff. Like I think I have a physical boxed copy of it that I've never played because I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. The fuck is React? In what context? If you're talking about the JavaScript platform, Twitch? Oh, they have like these reaction things. I don't know. Apparently that's a thing people can do to VODs, is react to them. I see it in the posts summary, and I've never seen anyone use it, so I don't know what it does. So please try it out so I can see what it did on the post summary, because I'm curious to see. I thought you were talking about the JavaScript framework, which is something I fucking hate. Like, everyone loves single-page apps so much. It turns out I actually knew the guy who invented React. Like, still hate him. Ah. Just did it? Alright. I'll let you know next time I see you what it did in the post summary, because I'm curious. Take a screenshot or something. Post it on Discord. Because, like, I've seen that multiple times. I'm like, I don't know what this does. Should have stopped him. Stopped Luigi. I'm not sure I know how to stop Luigi. Luigi's just gonna go do Luigi things. You can't just stop Luigi. He's like Mr. Domino. No one stops Mr. Domino. Oh, the Reacts dude? I didn't know till after the fact. It was only when a friend was telling me about this much later. I wish I had. I wish I had. The whole notion of, like, web apps should be some combination of GraphQL, React, to be a single-page thing. I really need to run into that wall to lose some momentum, I think. Is just infuriating, because it's often the case where you just end up downloading 2 megabytes of JavaScript, like 20 megabytes of JavaScript to show a page. And I'm like, why? You could do this in PHP. It'd be faster, honestly. Probably about the same server load, because you're offloading some amount of rendering, but still. Go back in time and tell yourself to tell him to not. I can tell you what I'm going to do if I go back in time. I'm not doing that. I get access to a time machine and get to amend a mistake. I'm buying some bitcoins off my friend who used his bitcoins that he mined to buy socks, and then selling them at peak Bitcoin. At least if I'm going to do something selfish, I guess I probably should do like something more useful, like stop 9/11, prevent COVID. I don't know. At least you know, getting rich off Bitcoin is definitely something I know I could have done. I don't know if I could stop 9/11 or other disasters. It was actually a fun TV show, I remember from the 90s, where this dude got the Tomorrow edition of the newspaper, which was the name of the show. And his sort of goal every day was to make the world a better place by fixing all the small problems that happened. But he ran into a dude who used it to also win the lottery and found it to be very infuriating. In one episode, I guess. And I don't really remember the rest. It was an interesting concept. Oh, dang it. Alright, so the concept was this dude would receive the paper for the next day. And so, like, if he hears, like, little girl falls in well, he reads the story. Then he can go and prevent the little girl from falling in the well, and then the newspaper would change to say something more innocuous, you know, local dog wins dog show, or something silly like that, because it was a local edition. You know, via supernatural means, he got this tomorrow's newspaper. And then he runs into a guy who has the same kind of newspaper thing going on, because they run into him, and he's also doing the same thing, and points out that, you know, that the particular story that they were resolving was published in his as like a local interest, a local flavor story. Since he was traveling or something, I forget. But dude also used it to like win the lottery, and our protagonist found that bad, I guess. Yeah, there were a lot of like vaguely supernatural shows in the 90s that had these sorts of properties. Highlander probably being the most famous of them. What was the other one I actually liked a lot? I'm blanking on its name. You want to say Total Recall, but it's not it. Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap was another show that had sort of a similar time travel-y premise. Some dude was subject to a Navy experiment and ends up traveling back in time, but only by, like, getting into the bodies of people. And so an awful lot of episodes centered upon trying to fix more historical injustices. And sometimes it ended up seeing the same set of events from multiple points of view and trying to fix things the right way. Another interesting, weird show from back then. I want to say it actually had some star power behind it too, but honestly, I'm not good at remembering actors' names. Dang it. About to say, Quantum Leap was making my flying better. Who's Scott Bakula? The guy who plays the, like, head of the MIB in Men in Black was also in it. He was sort of the sidekick, like, hologram sidekick. Oh, dang it. And we give him, like, useful information. But no one else could see him aside from the protagonist. So we had to be careful not to talk to him too much at the wrong times or people would think he's crazy. I think I actually did watch most of it at some point. Like, downloaded all of it off of some sort of torrenting website and then just watched all of it. But it was a long time ago, and I don't remember that much about it now, aside from the ending, which was oddly disappointing. Dude ends up in a mining town, has to resolve a mining problem, and meets some interesting people. Ah, dang it, I panicked. But that's the problem with, like, TV, is you never quite know when you're gonna be done with a given series, right? Like, you can get renewed indefinitely, all of The Simpsons. Or other times you don't know season to season, like when your time's gonna be. And so you kind of have to build your sitcom, or not sitcom, but like dramatic TV show around those constraints. And sometimes you get like an extra season you didn't expect, and have to kind of work your way back into things making sense because you wrapped up everything, like Futurama did. And they have this real concept to make a shit finale. I mean, it's pretty common where, like, they want to just wrap up everything at the end if they have to. If they only get 2 seasons. Which can kind of cause problems. I want to say Babylon 5 had a problem like that, where, like, the show ended prematurely from what they wanted. Other shows do some little clever tricks of writing to make it less bad. Like, I think Monk had a trick ending where, like, they always knew, like, because Monk's shtick was he was a detective with OCD, and they left this videotape in his possession that his wife had made for him that he wasn't ready to ever look at, and then if they wanted to do the finale, he could look at the tape and find, you know, the thing in the background that lets him find the killer, his wife's killer and stuff. So there was always a spot for the hook whenever they wanted to finish it. But other shows, not so much. But given it's an episodic detective show and there's like a billion of those, it's not terribly surprising that they could find a reasonable out. Imagine the people who make shows on Netflix have this problem even worse because those guys seem to drop series at the drop of a hat. That was a terrible turn of phrase. Yeah. And even when they do try to finish a series, it's often laughably long after it was relevant. Dang it. Like, Arrested Development kind of had the problem of these people who were kids when we did the first set of these shows, the first few seasons of these shows, are clearly no longer children. But they try. Oh lord, they try. I did kind of... There's parts I liked about that season where they did like the Rashomon thing and tried to show different perspectives of different characters, but yeah, I can kind of agree it didn't fit together all that well, but it's what they could do with the filming schedule. Shoot. Need to drop more than just series paychecks? Yeah. Well, I think part of the problem is they're not like a traditional movie house or traditional movie show producer. And so an awful lot of the ways in accounting that normal places use and doesn't really apply to Netflix as strongly. Not to mention more traditional networks are bound by the limits of network television, which Netflix is not. Which is both good and bad. Like, The dropping a whole season at once thing is kind of a drag. Because ultimately, there's no staying power for the given show. Everyone watches the whole thing whenever they get around to it instead of as it's being released. And so no longer has the cultural cachet of, you know, were you around when they found out who shot JR? Or, you know, more likely in my case, who shot Montgomery Burns? That was a surprisingly big deal. The Who Shot Montgomery Burns episode. They set up like lines and everything. There was a contest if you guessed right. I don't think too many people actually guessed who shot him correctly either. There were commercials. I want to say Butterfinger was involved, but Butterfinger was involved in The Simpsons for a very long time. I feel like I'm making progress, but I'm not actually seeing any progress. Come on. Yeah, it was Maggie. Maggie shot Montgomery Burns. They wanted to also like leave some false clues to try and point to Smithers and do a fake ending if more people guessed that. At least according to a later like Simpsons kind of clip show. But I don't think that was actually ever in their plan. They had a clip show with Troy McClure, and he was talking about some of those sorts of behind-the-scenes things. Might be a bit too far forward. God, dang it! But even one of the notes he makes is like, and you would of course had to have ignored all that DNA evidence stuff. Dang it. Especially the fact that, I guess the alibi thing was only in the second episode, wasn't it? Because Smithers had an alibi in that he had heard a particular joke from a particular sitcom called Pardon My Zinger, which I don't know if it's a real sitcom or not. Real show at all, or not. I'm certain if it was, I probably would not have been allowed to watch it in the 90s. Technically, speaking, around that time, I probably wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but we still did. We still did. It's kind of amazing how far The Simpsons has gone from being a divisive thing into being kind of family-friendly show. But I'd like to make some progress. I wasn't expecting the last thing to be another set of challenge rooms. There's been way too many challenge rooms in this hack. I might need to get up and use the restroom, or maybe change what I'm doing for a bit. At least these save between resets, which I'm going to test the moment I get one of these rooms. Because if they don't, I'm in for unfun time. Never gotten past there. I've got to pull out of that leap. I've got to pull out of that dive either a lot earlier or a lot later, and I'm not sure which. But my natural inclinations are clearly wrong. I guess if anyone out there is good at Cape, feel free to give me some backseating advice, because I just don't know. I'm not consistent enough at getting there to really learn that specific setup, though I imagine I could probably figure it out a bit from here. There's not any other like really big Simpsons watershed moments where they had something like that, but I don't think there really were. I will say one of my favorite things on Twitch is actually Simpsons trivia that Glitchcat does every once in a while. Puts up a random frame from a random Simpsons episode and asks the audience to guess it. And every once in a while I manage to nail it all the way to like the name. Usually I can reference a joke or two in it. If it's a, not one that's just like Homer sitting at a table. At which point you're like, there's no way I'm getting this. Or part of the intro. Like, sometimes you can make guesses about the intro and have a decent chance. But, like, if it's just Homer getting out of his car, you're already screwed in terms of guessing. Pushing back, it's just not going back. Chill. Not chill enough. Act. It has to be on the upswing. That's the thing here, is you can only twirl on the upswing or else it doesn't work, I think. I actually nailed one the other day in Simpsons Trivia. Like, do I need to pull... Maybe I need to pull out earlier? I definitely think I need to pull out earlier. I think later just gives me more altitude upward, which I don't want. But yeah, nailed one. It was a Homer and a bunch of the barflies hanging around at Moe's. And I looked at them like, I know which one that is. I know what's going on in this scene. Moe's busted out the pickled eggs. And is saying, here, we're going to choose the designated driver the same way they choose the Pope. Whoever gets the black pickled egg has to stay sober that night because they've been causing too many traffic accidents. And of course, the episode is Homer, the state of New York versus Homer Simpson, because his car, Barney ends up taking his car and leaving it between the two towers. Not an episode that gets much play anymore for obvious reasons, which is a shame because it's got so many good jokes, like Homer's silent film about being robbed in New York, the Klaukalosh, the eternal question, crab juice or Mountain Dew. The Betty Ford Clinic musical joke. Okay, that's it. I just pulled out a lot earlier, and that still works. Okay. He's checking in. When's the last time I've actually been to a Broadway show or any sort of play? Really should go to one. It's been... Okay, that was a dive and didn't give any hints on that. Okay. I have actually seen one Broadway show. It was something like the 137 Steps. I believe it might have been written by someone famous. I'm trying to remember. I see his silhouette, which makes it even worse. But it was a play about with a cast of a very large number of characters and exactly 3 actors, 2 dudes and 1 gal, and it was about a conspiracy called the 37 Steps or something, and they were constantly changing characters by moving props around, like putting like masks on at certain points or changing hats. So it was interesting. When I went to New York for a day, around when the Mystery Hut was happening. I forget exactly when, and so we just toured the place because my sister lived in New Haven, which just isn't that far away from Manhattan, as the train goes. Very easy to spend a day there. Arguably, you could do the commute. It's only about an hour and change. Some people I know I've met who worked in New York had much longer commutes, like the dude who commuted 3 hours from New Jersey. Just cannot even imagine that, even on a train. Like, I like trains, but 3-hour commute every day on a train would kill me. And I mean, don't mean 3 hours round trip, I mean 3 hours each way. So basically, you wake up, you go to work, you get on the train, you go down the train, you go to work, you get on the train, you go home, You sleep for 8 hours. You wake back up and do it all again. Would just be not my idea of a fun time. Trains are nice, but like, it has to be the right kind of train, right? You're on a Jersey commuter rail, you're not sleeping. It doesn't have a sleeper car. Like, it's not like a sketchy thing or anything. The commuter rail around New York is actually pretty reasonable. Just, you know, just that. You've got to, just doing that every day would be nightmarish. Driving 3 hours every day would be worse, but still. And I like trains. Like, I went across America in a train twice. I did that last year. It was okay and way overpriced. Would not recommend. Partly because they still were doing COVID restrictions, which kind of limited the amount of fun you could have on a train. Part of it is like you end up sitting next to people when eating and stuff and having a little bit of interaction, which they wouldn't allow because only one party per table and whatnot. Because usually they cram them all in, and strict scheduling about when the food is, and the food is just not very good. It was kind of baffling they were trying to serve steak on a train when, like, make a decent sandwich. Had these carrots cut into spheres. It was really fucking weird. Alright, and then here is the dive. And the price is not right. Like, to sleeper car across America, it costs somewhere like 3 or 4 times the cost of just driving, or just flying. It is way too expensive. Now, to be fair, you can fit 2 people in one of those sleeper cars. So, that helps. But even then, like, if you're taking a lot of people across America, the cheapest way is to drive. 100%. Just because your fuel costs don't increase that much when you add that many people into your car, unless they're, like, all Tongans. Though the time and travel costs can increase. But if you're doing it in summer, it's not that bad. Just, like, camp. There's a lot of good campgrounds. Or if you're really going to go on the cheap and easy, you can always sleep at rest stops. Definitely considered that a couple times on my circle when I did the Cross America trip. Big circle around America. At least one day I actually had to pull over because I was like, I am going to fall asleep. I need, like, another hour of sleep. So I pulled off on a road and just slept at, like, a power station in the middle of Ohio. You have to dive there a bit. Really wish there were coin indicators, because I have no idea what to do there. Oh, right. That's later. I feel like I've been at this for a while. But yeah. Upside of not driving is you don't have to drive, honestly. That was the biggest upside of the train. Like, the train is best enjoyed if you're going to do it for leisure, and I was traveling for a specific reason, and was trying to work in between. So I spent most of my time cursing that my tethered connection wasn't very good. Ah, dang it. One blip too few. There are some nice views, though. You get to go through some national parks and stuff, because they built those out forever ago, and so there's an easement for them. So it is an interesting way to see certain parts. You have to be very careful about your train stations, though, because if you get off to stretch your legs, you need to stay really close to the train, because if it leaves, it leaves without you. And there's not, like, a perfectly set schedule for these things. Amtrak isn't, like, Japanese or even European trains. If they're behind, they're gonna try and make it up. Go back up. But yeah, aside from, like, trying to get to some like weird spots where it's not really reasonable to fly in unless you're going to rent a car and then drive really far. Amtrak's kind of dead and useless, except for the Eastern Corridor. The Eastern Corridor is nice. Acela works really well if you need to go between Boston and DC, and I have a number of times gone at least through portions of that route. And that's perfectly fine. There's no sleeper cars because it's only about a 4-hour journey. Dang it. But if I'm going to go between those places or any place along that, that's fine. DC, Baltimore, Philly, what else? There's probably a few more. There's New York, obviously. New Haven if you need to go to Yale for some reason. And then Boston. It does go through Rhode Island. Just to remind people that Rhode Island exists outside of Family Guy. What a silly state. But other than that, taking the train is more of a novelty than an actual legitimate way to travel in America, if you ask me. Just the costs are too high. And with the Acela at 6s, like, it's still kind of expensive, and I probably would get there a bit faster, especially DC to Boston. A bit faster just by flying. But oftentimes I don't care that much if I'm doing that route. Like, I'm just happy to be able to spend some time working and don't really mind that it took so long. It's kind of amazing how different the train stations are, too. For instance, DC's train station is actually pretty nice. It's big, it's old, large marble floors, Doric columns, all of that jazz. And then, of course, Penn Station is a shithole. Which is kind of sad. Penn Station apparently used to have beauty that rivaled Grand Central. And Grand Central lives up to its name, legitimately. It's worth going to New York, even if you're not going to go take a train out of there, just to go see. Take a quick soiree through the foyer there. And see what it's actually about. Like, it's a very beautiful building. I still don't know what to do there. And I panic every time. But other than that, Penn Station is just kind of like... It's gotten better over the years. Like, the first time I ever went to Penn Station, it was absolutely terrible. Now it's just kind of awful. They're doing some serious remodeling. I think they're trying to make it, like, actually live up to higher standard. Because last time I went, I was actually confused. I think it let me off in a different building. Got me turned around, but then when I went to go catch my next train to head out the next day, it was exactly where I expected to be in Penn Station, so... And like I said, it's very much like a Greyhound terminal over there. The weirdest thing is that Madison Square Garden is on top of Penn Station. So, like, if you want to go to a game and commuting from out of state or out of city, that's really convenient. Because it's just right there. In fact, I've actually been to an event in Madison Square Garden, but it was for League of Legends. Didn't see a basketball game. But it was fun. Good morning. Chicago? Chicago's fine, actually. The station in Chicago is pretty good. How you doing, Howluta? Chicago was probably the thing I liked most on my trek, to be honest. In part because I had time to get out of the train and actually, enjoy Chicago. Not thoroughly, certainly, but I could go see, like, 1 or 2 things and get a meal that wasn't train food, which I greatly appreciated. So on my trek there and back through Chicago, because Chicago's where all the trains go east-west, you always have a stop in Chicago for a certain amount of time. Usually a large amount of time. We're talking, like, 3 to 5 hours, depending upon direction and other things. How fast your train was. And yeah, I had fun. I went and saw the Big Bean. Even took a picture and made the same Parks and Rec jokes. Like, oh, so that's why they call Chicago Bean Town. Dang it. Used to play League a long time ago. I used to play League. Used to be pretty decent. I had one run-up where I almost got to Diamond. But didn't quite make it, and I was bummed by that. It kind of killed an awful lot of my ambitions. But yeah, I used to play at least the placement games every year to see if I could still make gold off placement. And frequently I could. It wasn't too bad. But I don't play League anymore. Every once in a while I think about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could do that. And I'm like, dude, you have too many other time sinks in your life. So, just got here. Where did I take the train? Oh, I took the train from Seattle. There's a train station in downtown Seattle. All the way to DC. So I think... Oh, right, gotta slam through that. So all the way to DC. I did that for my sister's wedding last year. In March. Last year in March. And so I got on the train for 3 days to get to Chicago. And then another day, another overnight to get to DC. And vice versa. League is harder than Kaizo. Smite was your choice? Yeah, I got into League because I had a friend who was into League. How did that work, actually? Now, when I moved to California, I just didn't have that much to do, and one of the internet people I followed, who now does Twitch stuff, had some guides on how to play League, and I found it fascinating enough that I decided to give it a shot. But regret how much time you spent on... Yeah, I think that's how most people feel about MOBAs over a certain number of years. Like, they're kind of fun, but still. And also the dependence upon, like, your teammates. Like, part of the reason why I flubbed my progression to Diamond was because I ran into a damn cheater. There was a brief period of time where you could infinitely spam Graves shotgun charges. And this dude was just doing that, and it wrecked our team entirely, because it was a heavy exploit. Like, the entire Graves kit was based around having a reload time. And he no longer did. So. I'm overthinking this. Never got out of Bronze 5 despite playing for over 1. Oh, that's amazing, actually. I was going to say, like, Bronze League in League wasn't actually that hard to get out of if you knew how to play the game at all. Like, even a single decent player who has any sort of game sense, and maybe not the best reaction times, can definitely turn a tide in League. Or just carry a team just by getting, you know, gold advantage and holding it. But yeah, I don't know if that was true of Smite. I can clear that out. I actually did call that company. I've got my to-do list open on Discord because apparently I removed dumb shit from the character listing page 2 months ago and forgot to put them back. So I need to do that. But, yeah. One of the tasks I had in there, I did technically complete. I did the thing I had to do. I figured out the problem. I now have access to the thing I need access to, so all set on that front. Yeah, I was way overthinking that part. So this is some people so many times, you have no talent with games, you're just persistent. You know, persistence is 9/10 of an awful lot of things. And especially in a game like any MOBA, right? Knowledge of the game matters a lot more than skill to a certain extent. Like, don't get me wrong, if we took, I don't know, Faker and had him play Dota, he would still do pretty okay. He wouldn't know enough about certain aspects of the game to do well, but he'd still probably, after, you know, 10 games, still place into the equivalent of gold or possibly platinum just because he knows what he's doing and has decent reaction times. But the institutional knowledge is such a big deal in an awful lot of MOBAs. Oh god. It takes forever to learn exactly what every item does, and then that changes every season. Yeah, I way overthought this. Eh? How was that hitting? Man. Oh. Well, you understood Smite well enough, but you still got wrecked all the time. Fair. Fair enough. Oh, man. There was one time when I was in the middle of placements, I want to say like game 6 or 7, and we were near the end of the game, and the fucking fire alarm went off. And I was like, okay, sorry guys, I have to go. There's a fire alarm. And turns out they didn't need me. The Draven was carrying so hard that they didn't need me for the rest of the game. And the rest of the game was like maybe 10, maybe 5, 8 more minutes. Like, it was not a big deal. I didn't think they even reported me for leaving, just because, like, 1, I had a decent excuse, and 2, the game was already over. Oh, but those were the days. I think that might have been back. I'm trying to remember if that was back when Draven's passive was still blood-related. But that was probably post-nerf. I think that he didn't have that passive for all that long. He used to inflict a blood, or a bleed effect whenever he auto-attacked. They got rid of that really quick. Because it turns out that was massively overpowered on a ADC. I like playing support all the time because no one else wanted to and weren't rude enough to auto-lock. Might have played Smite through some firearms. You know, honestly, these days, as bad as it is, I generally do not even get out of bed for firearms. Depending upon how I feel, I will generally just put in some earplugs and just say, all right, this might be how I go. Because at this point, there's been so many false alarms and so many tests, and I'm just like, I just don't care. If I start smelling smoke, I'll try and deal with that when I get to it. It's not smart, it's not wise, but that's the problem with having false alarms, is eventually people lose vigilance. Out of curiosity, Hawaluta, how much longer is this after the section with the Koopa that I just saw? I'm feeling like I'm getting close to the end, but I would like some confirmation to some extent. This is the one I've actually made the most progress on, as embarrassing as that is. Nuts. I played a little bit of the lightning one, and I didn't care for that. I played some of the mole one and got angry at that. Because we had to go back to the world map to change characters, so it was simple, reasonable enough. Don't remember? Fair enough. I'm gonna guess you tested this a while ago. Then. I did see your name in the credits. We've seen the first set of credits. Yours and Louis and a few others. Zavok. Exit 43? I don't know. I'm presently at 39 exits. So this was the one where there was a large monologue where Yogui was explaining like how this hack came to be and how it took so long and that he was very thankful for testers and all sorts of other things. And then it dumps you in this 6-room challenge thing, where apparently you don't have to do them all in one sitting, which is nice, because I don't want to. But I haven't beaten one of them. Okay. This is a PB, and it's dead. Yeah, your name's in the credits. I saw you, I saw Amper, I saw Anorakun, I think. I want to say that because I keep messing up his name when I see it occasionally. Louis, Zavok. There was at least 2 more names that I don't think I recognized too well. But yeah, name in the credits. I think after this attempt I'm going to get up and use the bathroom because I kind of need to. I was saved there. What? The fuck happened? You only have 39 exits? So you didn't beat this level then? When you miss some secrets? I'm missing 1 moon. I'm missing 1 moon. There's 43 exits according to SMW Central. And according to the credits, there's also 43 exits. And I'm missing 1. I was missing 2 moons according to the credits. So... which is weird. I went through and checked all my moons, and apparently I have all of them, so I need to do some double checking. And I've checked for secret exits. There might be a secret exit somewhere that I don't know in one of like the castle levels. But I think that the initial Toad House explicitly said that they weren't going to do that. Like, red exits have 2, nothing else does. Damn it. Alright. Did half this challenge, pretty sure you did the escape room. I'm not surprised. It does seem like the kind of one you'd pick. All right, I'm going to get up and use the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. There we go. Oh, crap. I don't know if you heard. Yogui posted a comment on the hack itself, stating that he intended to submit it as very hard. So I just went and fixed that, which is kind of nice. No more having to debate whether or not I want to do that. It's just very hard. I agree with his assessment. Okay. What is the deal with that? Why is it Yoshiing? Is it to pause so I can see what's going on? Is my goal to land on the Koopas? Like, it's a very weird mechanic to introduce this far into the level. Which is mostly just flying. Thank you for welcoming me back. It's always good to have a little stand-up break. I lived? There's too much SMW in a row. I might switch to another one. Like, I'm feeling... Like, there's too many steps where I don't know what to do. This level's long enough, and I have to take it at the speed the level wants because I don't have any other choices. And I'm a little bit worried that I'm just gonna rat hole on this for a while. Ah, dang, I did too long. But I haven't found any of these rooms that jive with me yet, so who knows. I also don't know if this level has a moon. I've been on the lookout for that. Yeah, I got frustrated at the mole level for being mole level. I don't think that one's actually that hard. I've just been playing it. I just started playing it bad. Going back and starting it over probably would work. I'm so glad I failed that dive. These rooms up the difficulty? Oh, yeah, they do. I mean, this is already a fairly difficult hack when you add in, like, just the length of some of the rooms and how many of them you have to do. Some of the gimmick rooms. Like, I managed to finish the gimmick rooms in the penultimate castle pretty quick today. The 2 gimmick rooms I had to do were the block throwing one and the second red cape thing. Bazooka? I have not played a bazooka level. I would like to play a bazooka level. That sounds fun. I do not believe I've been given a gun yet. I've been given the ability to throw blocks, but they're usually in the service of puzzles. Which is one of the moons I don't have, is the one in the morsel level, which I think I think you were around when that happened. At least Louis was. The combined power-up level was really hard. Which combined power-up level? Or the randomized power-up level? Or, oh, the block plus red cape. You know, actually, that didn't take me that long. The block plus red cape bit. Because I did the red cape room, too, for moderating purposes. And I kind of came to peace with it. And after those things, the room didn't seem so bad. I just had to sit down and puzzle things out. It wasn't as action-y, aside from a couple spots where it really was. And I managed to get the moon and beat the level in one go, which I was pretty proud of. Go. Beat it a lot faster than you? It's possible. But don't forget, like, he also nerfed stuff after your playthrough. So I'm a beneficiary of that. At least some of it. Right now, though, I definitely admit, I feel like I'm playing a Kaizo level. Like, I just have to play exactly the way the level wants me to play over and over till I get it. And there's not that much time to read. Especially when I get to the later parts where I just don't understand the Yoshi mechanic or what... And the backwards thing, is it telling me to try and go slower? Oh, I fucked that up. Like, it's indicating something. I just haven't figured out what that something is yet. And it's kind of hard to do so while you're also flying. What I do appreciate, and I don't think this is vanilla SMW, is the fact that Luigi is all the way on the left side of the screen during this. I don't know if it's an auto-scroll thing or just magic. I'm not complaining either way. But, like, it gives me more time to understand what the hell I'm looking at. But that Yoshi section is still confusing me. Like, is there something I don't know about how to fly here? Like, I'm not even getting to that section. I haven't even tried. Maybe the indication is that I really need to land on the Koopa because it wants me to do a lot of upward and downward velocity changes. Like, I'm at least a little bit stuck in my head right now with trying to figure out that next part, which is making it more difficult to get this part. So, I'll look at character list. What is Mimi from? Mimi is from Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario. I have not played it. I just have the sprite. Maybe it's possible. But yeah, she's a character from Thousand Year Door. She's like a maid that's also a spider, I think. I legitimately have not played Thousand Year Door, so I don't know. Right there, I've started trying to slam too hard. Ditto for this spot, and then slam again, which gets us back the momentum we need. Yeah, Super Paper Mario, exactly. Wait, or Super Paper Mario isn't Thousand Year Door. I don't know the Super Paper Mario timeline all that well. Which I think the Super Paper Mario one was the one on the Wii, and that's not the Thousand Year Door, I don't think, right? I think I've gotten confused here. Who will look good with cape? You know what I can tell you right now? Not Paper John. We beat a non-trivial amount of one of the castles with Paper John. Or in fact, we beat the game with Paper John. Because the interface got stuck. And I wasn't resetting after completing those last two rooms. Yeah, I don't know who looks good with cape, honestly. I'm trying to think. Mimi? Okay. We're currently in safe char to try and prevent resets, which it doesn't make a lot of sense here because there's no real checkpoints, so I guess I could turn it off. But it's a nice little break. There we go. Now, of course, your big mistake was, now that I've, oh, who am I kidding? I should just go back to the cape room. I still understand what to do in the cape room. Which is not down here. That's the mole. Alright. If I get one tonight, it's going to be this one. Not altogether convinced this looks completely right, but we're going to go with it. Wish you knew how many rooms you did. Only know you did 2. I mean, I imagine you could boot up the ROM if you were curious. But it does say it saves your progress, so I presume that the doors get highlighted up when you beat them, a la that other castle that had that property with the red doors. Oh no. Okay, Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario. Dies. Game plays Megalovania for 10 seconds. Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star, Color Splash, Origami King. Okay. I have played one of those, that being the OG Paper Mario. I have not played any of the others and know very little about them. Aside from Thousand Year Door has a, like, 100-floor dungeon because it was the style at the time. I'm dead. It was very much the style at the time. Oh yeah, actually I never finished talking about Chicago. On the way out, I kind of just walked along the waterfront, because it was apparently just a really nice day in Chicago when I got there. Like, it wasn't cold, surprisingly, and it wasn't snowy, even though we were, you know, talking March. I saw the Big Bean and just kind of walked around. And then the second time I went through, I wanted to do something a bit more touristy. And so I actually went and saw the Sears Tower. Went up there. And in order to go to the Sears... It's not called the Sears Tower anymore, but it's the Sears Tower. In order to do that, you have to go through a long sort of waiting tunnel. And... which is full of Chicago trivia, including the fact that they invented a sandwich that sounds really good. Uses fried plantains for bread, which is an idea I can get behind. So... Okay, we have another shot at this. Maybe. No, we don't. Thousand Year Door has a pit of 100 challenges. Super Paper Mario has 2 of them? Why? Haven't booted, but the doors look the same. You are with the beta? He might have changed it then. I sure hope that there's an indication. Because if there's not, I'm going to be very confused. And probably have to punt on this till next time. Which is sad. I was really hoping to finish this, but this set of rooms is not treating me well. Like, I think I've been in this game, in this particular level, for like an hour now, and I've made 0 tangible progress. Like, I've learned to keep a bit better. I have not made progress in beating any of the rooms, in terms of, like, actually, hey, you beat a room! So. Time to get in bed on your phone. Alright. But yeah, really fun going up to the top of that. You can see how big Chicago is. Chicago is very big. Which probably doesn't surprise some people who have been to Chicago. But it surprised me. I legitimately had no notion of scale. Especially because when I was walking around, I was just walking around from the train depot. Or from the station. So I was already in downtown Chicago. Without any real information outside of that. Because I'm not much of a tourist. I generally just go places and wander around and look at what seems interesting. Try to go to museums. I think they had a museum about illusions, optical illusions that looked like it would have been cool, but I didn't have enough time to visit it. So, yeah, I would go again to Chicago. Yeah, in my travels that prior years, I really didn't stop much to go to places. I just kind of went. That might have been the most time I spent as a tourist in a place that wasn't DC. Optical illusions. Fire Emblem joke. Another one's gonna get that. No. Optical illusions. It just sounded fun. It's probably a silly museum. An awful lot of them are. Especially some of the more niche ones. For instance, in DC, you can go to the Smithsonian's all day long. There's a ton of them. Like, in general, I can go to a Smithsonian. I can just spend a day in DC going to Smithsonian's, just wandering around between them. Because there's so many good ones, and even doing some repeats doesn't hurt. The American History Museum is always a lot of fun. They have the Star Spangled Banner, which is humongous. Like, you might have thought that the Star Spangled Banner was, you know, a tiny specific flag. But no, it takes up the better part of a giant room. And Julia Child's Kitchen is always kind of fun to go look at. The art museums, I'm a big fan of those. The portrait gallery, not so much. I don't care that much about portraits, but like I like to go see some of the older art. They have some lovely pieces, including some done by like people who you wouldn't expect to be artists. Samuel Morse of Morse Code, actually a legit good artist. Had a really fun painting about a really cool painting about an argument that took place on the Senate floor way back in the day. And of course, they also rotated out. I think last time I was there, they had a few pieces of Italian Renaissance sculptors who were not Da Vinci or Michelangelo, but people who might have inspired them or been their successors. So that was interesting. Sadly, the Modern Art Museum with the giant cock on top was closed for renovations, so I didn't get to see any crazy modern art. But there is a giant cock on top of the museum, the north wing of the art galleries. I don't think of anything else. I've only actually been to a few other like minor museums in DC. Some of them are good. The Spy Museum's really good if you were ever, you know, into James Bondy shit. It's actually a really good museum. There were a couple others. The Museum of the Americas was doing a exhibit about like everything bad Canada had ever done forever, which was supposed to be like 100th anniversary of Canada, or 50th anniversary of Canada. Canada's a surprisingly new country, especially when they because they're measuring from when they signed their new charter and kind of officially sundered from Britain. But that wasn't a very fun museum. I went to the Newseum while it was still open because it was closing in a couple days and my mom wanted to go. And honestly, it was pretty lousy. I wouldn't have recommended it while it was still open. But now that it's closed, I don't have to not recommend it. You just can't go. Ha! So. But yeah, it just wasn't very good. It was very self-aggrandizing. Not my cup of tea in a museum. There was a nice exhibit about cartoons, like the actual funny papers that I enjoyed. And there were some actual, like, really kind of cool gallery pieces, like old copies of newspapers and just things that we would now not really classify as a newspaper, like the kind of things that people post up on walls on dang it, power poles in your city. Oh, what's up, Olin Vintage? How you doing? Some of those were interesting, but other than that, the pieces at the museum were rather tacky, I found. Also, an awful lot of Pulitzer Prize-winning photographs. You kind of get the feeling that whoever took the picture was an asshole. There was one from Hurricane Katrina where this dude took a picture from a helicopter and they've got this big signs like, "Help us!" I'm like, dude, you could have helped him. You're in a helicopter. There's probably something you could have done that was better than take their picture. But that's just my opinion. But Johns Hopkins is now renting that building out, I think, for something. Damned if I know. I think they took most of the exhibits of any value. I think they wanted to like take it on a traveling sort of exhibition. Alright. Remember just to dive there. Oh, I twirled in time, but not enough in time. Yeah, we caping. This is a long fucking section. Then again, I've also died a lot in it, which probably doesn't help. It is kind of nice that this has, like, cape training wheels, for whatever values of wheels you can put on a cape. Where, like, when you twirl, you end up back in facing the right direction without any weird stuff happening, which is how I understand it generally happens. Like, it constantly forces you back into fly state, which is convenient for me because I'm kind of rubbish at flying, outside of the basics required for Super Mario World. I saved it, just barely, and failed it. I think that was his response to the pun, Matt. Started playing Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. Oh, nice! How are you finding that? I liked the first one a lot, and I've heard very good things about Thousand Year Door. It's on my list of things I would like to play one day if I ever get around to getting it set up. Like, I've got a Wii U that I think I can jailbreak, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't even actually know where the Wii U is right now. It's probably in the laundry room with a bunch of other consoles I'm not presently using. Like, as part of cleaning up, I put away the Dreamcast. Which I'm honestly tempted to bust back out, since I'm not making any progress on this. Yeah, we got close to the end of Sonic Adventure 2, and I probably should actually finish the final confrontation. Just because we did the first two, I kind of feel we should finish. Not that I think it matters too much. Go see the true ultimate life form, which is Big the Cat, of course. There's a surprising amount of tolerance in this sometimes. Podcast. Yeah, the Dreamcast is a fun console. It's nice to break it out every once in a while. I would love to get it to be to get it back on the internet, just to do some like fun download random bits of VMU DLC stuff, because there's like some weird ones. Because the Dreamcast, I think, was the first console that could really experiment with DLC, and there wasn't like paid DLC. You simply had to be connected to the internet, except you had to be connected via dial-up, or by the exceedingly expensive and now incredibly rare broadband adapter. And I do have some of the equipment for that. I just think I need to get a modem for the Windows 98 machine, or get a modem attachment, some sort of modem, USB modem for the Raspberry Pi. And I know that there's like gear for this. I just don't know what it is. And I also have like the line level inducer, or whatever it's called, because I had a plan to mess with something else modem related, and I bought one. I know where it is now. It's sitting on the bookshelf in the other room. I just have to figure out where my RF transceiver is now, or RF modulator is. So, are you a crust hacker? It's a crust hacker. I've seen that way too many times. Do not think that question was actually directed at me, if I had to make a guess. Yes, it was. Okay. Yeah, I want to say like the Mario and Luigi games had a few like weird things in them. Like there were some Koopas that talked in Lead or something, and that's what that immediately reminded me of. Might be thinking of the wrong thing though. But a lot of cool stuff you can do if you get your phone stuff rigged up. I've had plans, I just haven't gone and executed on them because I've been busy with other stuff. Instead of, you know, doing the work and doing the hacking I need to do to make those dreams come to fruition, I've been, you know, playing video games. Or doing work. Oh, ask the creator? Okay. To do a twirl repeatedly, just press the other button. Valid point. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. That makes that part trivial. That means I'll die less on those spinies. It doesn't mean it's going to help me for much else, but I guess there is that, like, one last spiny, so I guess it helps. Send you a link from that entry if you want more interest on crest hacking. I think I'll get to that one when I get to it. I haven't done any QLDC stuff in a bit. I'm not sure that that actually works in this case, because there is some sort of ASM going on. It might work, or I might be being dumb. Or I might not be fully understanding what you're suggesting to me, but I think the suggestion of multi-twirling is worth it. But I think I kind of need to do it my way in this case. Take a moment, show my hand. 28's in your top 3-ish. Oh, nice. In places where you aren't automatically forced in the flight state. Okay. Didn't say multi-twirl, but that sure looks like it works. That's what I thought. Oh, how you doing, Fries? You're still half asleep. Which of these parts were a dream? You finding a credits level where the creator gave some insight into the creation? Or the One part you had a face cam on. The former. Definitely the former, Fries. I found a level, I'm still in that level, technically speaking, where the hack creator talked a lot about the ideas behind it, and how it took so long, and thanking people for doing testing and stuff, in whatever form their feedback took and stuff. Oh, damn. But I'm still in that level. It's a 6-room challenge level, and I made 0 progress. I've tried 3 rooms, and I've made no tangible progress on any of them. Not to say I haven't gotten better at this room and gotten further repeatedly, but I have not made, like, savable progress yet. I am also a bit worried, thinking back, that with the SA1 incompatibilities I ran into with the other castle, we might end up in a situation where this gets me stuck. So, because if it doesn't work, then I have to do this all in one sitting, and given how difficult this has been, it's going to be quite the challenge. It's also just time-consuming. There's so many parts that are like, yes, I get it. Then, of course, I don't technically speaking, I don't actually get it because I'm still failing it. Ah. I twirled too early. Just barely clipped that. What is nice is this level does give me a tiny bit of time where I can go look at chat if I feel so inclined. Capture is interlaced. Did I turn it off for Dreamcast stuff and then didn't turn that back on? It's very possible I did. Let me check. Thank you, Fiskbit. How you doing? Down to Q. Yep, I turned it off for Dreamcast stuff. There we go. That should fix it. Or at least put it back to how it usually looks. I am surprised no one has complained in the amount of time it's been on that way. Yeah, with this particular card, it doesn't de-interlace the signal. It sends an interlaced signal, and you need to give a... I have OBS do the de-interlacing manually. Or, well, automatically, because I don't actually do it, but still. Yeah, the de-interlacing thing doesn't look right for Dreamcast, so I had it turned off. Oh! You would have said something earlier if you knew it was such an easy thing. Cat on arm, hard to type and eat. I hope you're not eating the cat. But yeah, it's an easy fix. I just didn't know. Even if it's not an easy fix, I generally appreciate knowing when things are looking wrong, so I can at least fix them later. Maybe he's typing on the cat. It's hard to type and eat the cat. He's doing both. Some sort of edible cat typewriter. I could see Fistbit owning some sort of edible cat typewriter. It just seems like the kind of thing he'd own. Also kept forgetting. Ah, fair enough. I was gonna say, it's been like that since Monday? So I guess like 2 streams. Most of 2 streams. Or 3 streams where I would have had it on. Huh. Oh well. That would also explain some of the stuff I was seeing for the NES stream I did. I was looking at one of the sprites on stream just to see what it looked like. I'm like, oh, that looks really funky. Didn't even think about it. Only for Famicom. Only for Famicom. The edible cat typewriter. Only for Famicom. Clearly. Japanese make some weird products sometimes. Well, Japan does, at least. The edible cat typewriter also allows you to log into your bank. Because, of course, it does. I feel like I was more consistent earlier, before I got up to go to the bathroom. Alright, I think I might do a poll soon. Do we keep at this, or, I don't know, do something else? Because this is starting to get to me. Especially with just how long it is, and there's no indication of progress. And I keep doing that. Play Fire Emblem Engage. Even if I wanted to, I don't have like the HDMI capture set up right now. It's currently in a broken state. And I probably should go buy a better HDMI splitter than the one I had, which was causing me no end of problems last year. Yeah. Basically what would happen, because I was playing Mario Galaxy for Mario, and I went and actually rigged up that stream like the day of. I went to Fred Meyer and bought like 6 HDMI cables to make sure it'd work. 4 HDMI cables. And I had this splitter, and the problem is it took some time to kind of trick it to make audio work. And while I could theoretically capture audio off of the Switch using another mechanism, it wasn't working all that well. And yeah, just sometimes audio would drop, and I'd have to do this dance of plugging things in and unplugging things and praying that it would work. And of course, even if I checked if it worked via OBS, sometimes the act of moving the projector to another HDMI source would cause the audio to break on the OBS source, but not on the projector source. So it was just a complete clusterfuck. So I need to go find, like, a better splitter. Brought to chicken on cat. Does the cat like chicken? Yeah, I probably should do that. The thing is, I haven't had to do too many HDMI streams. Like, period. And at one point in time, I had an HDMI capture thing that also did pass-through, which my current one doesn't. It does no pass-through. So that's why I have, like, actual splitters for a non-trivial number of things now. I use unpowered splitters for older stuff, but for VGA, I have a powered VGA splitter, which works pretty well, honestly. Though I think it might cause some problems with certain modes, like it's expecting to be given things that don't... It's just Jazz Jackrabbit. It has problems with Jazz Jackrabbit. So... yeah, I might set up a poll with 3 options. Maybe 4 options. Those being... bang my head into this more. Beat Sonic Adventure 2, because I still haven't beaten the final story on stream. I've beaten it in the past, but I haven't beaten it on stream. I tried last time, but it was way too early. And I died and had to go back to the beginning. And I couldn't take Robotnik saying, "Drain the liquid!" one more time that night. Or maybe do some random QLDC levels. Or less random QLDC levels, depending upon, you know, what suggestions I get. Or play Yonoid. Can't explain it. I kind of want to play Yonoid. It's weird. But I'm set up for almost all of those things with minor adjustments. The Dreamcast would be the biggest pain to change out. The easiest one, without a doubt, would be QLDC, because it's still Mario and I wouldn't have to change anything, configuration-wise. And Sonic, I need to go grab the stuff from the other room. And I guess I still wouldn't... oh, actually, that might just work, actually. I guess I could try that. But everything else is pretty easy. Sonic would be the most challenging one to go and rig up. It's like, I did buy a VGA cable for Dreamcast. But rejiggering the VGA capture stuff would be very difficult. In part because, like, all of the... I guess I don't do too much trimming, do I? It might just work, actually. I probably could plug it in and just have it work. As long as I plugged it into the right places. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Upside is VGA quality is high quality. VGA is a very good video standard. Ow. Alright, 3 more minutes. If I'm not feeling like I'm making good progress, we will do a poll. I guess also another option would be switch to a different room. But we'll see in a moment. Like, I need to get past that one Koopa. If I get past that one Koopa, I'll feel like I'm making reasonable progress again. But it's been a while. At least I'm not dying to Spinies randomly. It's one thing I can say that's going for me. Never mind. Vroom vroom. Sonic noises. It's encouragement to gotta go fast. Collect so many fasts. I am definitely in the dark on this one. Oh, the cape kind of sounds like Nurul? Okay. I gotta see it. Well, hear it. Like, I'm not really even noticing it anymore, to be honest. I've just been kind of cape over. Cape hacking. Nuts. You wonder what the source of the sound was for the cape? Oh, probably they just messed around with some samples or something, and I don't know, just made... Actually, I guess, yeah, the SNES is sample-based. I was gonna say, like, maybe just messed around with the assorted oscillators and things, but that's probably not what they did for this. It's clear what it is. Miyamoto just said, or Miyamoto just said, "Whoa, that's the sound it's gotta make, whoa." So they recorded him going it. And that's just how the sound was made. He also did the Yoshi noise. I came in too high. Clearly, the was him too. Alright, last attempt before poll. Okay. Ow. I slammed when I shouldn't have. Alright, I'm going to make a poll. Once I find the poll button. Okay, poll. New poll. Question. What do? Keep on caping. Switch rooms. QLDC level. What was the other one? Sonic Adventure 2 Finale. Or finally, typing words, Yonoi. Or, no, that's not where the exclamation point is. Yonoi, there you go. Okay. 3 minutes should be enough. Commit a democracy, please. In the meantime, I'm going to stand up for a quick sec, have a stretch. I'll be right back.